Hello, petals. How are you all doing today?
Welcome back to Tyranny. Where we are officially an Archon. Of what? Dunno. But an Archon. Who knows what the title of our Archonography shall be? You had the volume 5 times higher than usual by accident. That scared you? Good. Are we going to be the Archon of Spires? The Archon of Edicts? The Archon of Revolution? Who knows? So we need to speak with Bledenmark. Deal with Bleden first. And then go to Bastard City. And then deal with the other two. Also River's Break. I do have a temporary name from the court. Do I? I don't recall the court actually giving that to me. Where was it? I don't see it in Bledenmark's missive to me. Yeah, I think maybe he might have missed that speech option. Oh. That could be. Was on Cresper? Oh no, it wasn't? I guess they had already left. But then yeah, I don't have one. I wish I could access my quests from the map menu. River's Break with verse. Okay. Okay, not far away at all. Just right on the way.
Right.
Windborne ash assaulted your senses even before you reached River's Break. By the time the farmstead came into view, the burning smell was joined by those of charred, rotting flesh and blasted vegetation. The house stands in ruins, the plaster cracked and blackened. Verse steps forward, arms slack at her sides, mouth slightly agape. What the Kairos loving shit? What happened here? Fire by the looks of it. No small flame either. Let's poke around. Maybe there's something here that'll give us a better sense of who did this. And why. Oh no. Essa. A fuck. Verse sinks to her knees in the ashes and touches the charred and peeling face. After a moment of silence, she looks up to you, then shakes her head. I could have given her a clean death, and instead she ends up here, burned alive. That's mercy for you. And we'll find whoever did this. Let's. I've got some questions that need answers. Here's hoping these bastards don't want to talk. I really hope they don't want to talk. Somebody pried this door open. Someone with iron. The disfavored may have the collective brain capacity of a crate filled with stone, but they treat their weapons like each one is the daughter of Kairos. Disgraceful. The Overlord and the Great General gifted us iron that we might spill the blood of our enemies, not to lever open a stubborn door.
These were here before, weren't they? Can't say they seem very useful now. These were here before, weren't they? Can't say they seem very useful now. Can't do that!
What a mess. Whoever came in here decided to throw down among themselves. If that doesn't scream Scarlet Chorus, I'm the last Queen of Apex. Look at this, Fatebinder. I've set a lot of fires in my time, and this is that very special pattern of burning that only happens with magic. See these marks? Sigil work. And too clean for blood chanters. Probably a sage, were I to guess. Sages did this? 1 moment. Ella was nuisancing. If you know of another organized society of magic users who like to control information, I'll happily look their way. Good eye indeed. I believe this was done with the sigil of fire by way of the Sun Queen, as opposed to that of Thousand Ember's erratic brand of fire. You can tell by the tined pattern at the burn edges. The overall blast pattern suggests a thorough understanding of modern expressive techniques, while the... And now I'm boring us all. Apologies. Oh, Landry.
Nice rocks you found there, Fatebinder. Maybe we should keep searching. Unless you think they started the fire.
Nice find, Fatebinder. These tracks are faint. Even with the earth as dry as it is, whoever left them was traveling light. They couldn't have carried much gear.
We've got a burned farmstead and multiple fire wards set around it. That reeks of our missing fire mage Catorius. There's chorus and disfavored shit all over the place. Given how shoddily maintained the iron is, I'm guessing it's all chorus shit.
Could Catorius have been conscripted?
We can always ask him when we find him, assuming I let him live long enough to form an answer. The nearest stronghold is a sad little pile of palisades on the edge of the contested lands called Fort Squander. The disfavored used to hold those walls, so that could go a ways towards explaining their arms being scattered around here. Come on, we've got a sage to track.
You right, Verse? Seem a little intense.
Yeah, the fire. It reminds me of Red Geyser.
Tell me about her.
She loved fire. Loved it more than any other fury. Loved it more than the blood chanters, maybe. They twist and pull it, summon it. She made a partner of it. Let it lead her dance.
Only got 420 points. Blaze them points.
Once she lured these Azure scouts into a clearing. They're tracking this lone woman, then all around them torches blaze. Geyser sets these pitch-headed arrows to the flames before putting them into one of the scouts' eyes. An arrow per eye, hissing and popping. And then she charges into the scouts with this burning crescent, this axe, the head as long as your arm and pitched. They swing at her, but it's all fire and blood to her. She shoulders them aside and we take them apart. That's where she got her name. The spray from an opened neck.
I wish I'd seen that.
To look at her back, at her chest. No one would fault you for mistaking her for a man of labor. 8 more than the rest of us combined. All she took to with everything in her. She was obsessed with proving herself to the voices. He'd given her this second life in the Howling Choir, and she was gonna make good and fucking sure that she earned it every day. She was one of the good ones, Binder. As good as anyone on this filthy peninsula. I'm glad I got to tell you about her. She lives on a bit in that. Now, let's be off.
Let's be off indeed, Verse. Is there anything more here? Nope. Okay. Verse's red geyser stance has been upgraded. And we're off to Fort Squander. You wake from a dream of clean clothes and a courtier's meal with a rough hand clasped lightly over your mouth. Verse kneels beside your bedroll, a single finger to her lips, urging silence. She makes a hand gesture to interpret as a person walking, then points away from camp. Nod and follow her silently. You stand silently and follow after her away from the camp. She leads you down a steep decline, forcing you to pick your way carefully along the rocks by gravelight. Insects sing, ignoring you entirely, and thick mud gums the grass. Distant mountains ring the horizon, and the apex of the mountain spire vanishes into the clouds. Verse leads you into a small stand of trees, placing her hand against a lightning-split trunk before turning to you. I wanted to put some distance between us and the camp. Yeah, with the silence, you had me worried. Sorry about that, boss, but who's going to screw with the two of us? Oh, right. Everyone. Verse examines you, a couple of fingers drumming lightly on her lips. This how you looked at your sisters, too? Only whispers, and only on rare occasions. Screw it. Let's say you and I make some time in the shadows tonight, if you think you're up for it. Her heterochromatic eyes lock upon your expression. She has heterochromia? How are you supposed to know that? I feel like this is the first time it was mentioned. You know, I'm going to assume you want to bang, but even if it's just killing some things, I'm down for it. Let's go. She sidles closer, the sharp angles of her knees and elbows vanishing into a sinewy, serpentine grace. Her fingers slide among yours, her palms as dry and rough as a stone sea boulder. Fragrant undercurrents of cinnamon and camphor grace her breath, doing nothing to mask the strong scents of stale wine and charred goat meat. Her voice low and warm lips mingle against your ear. Let's see what we can make of this privacy I scrounged up. Raptor swift, her fingers wrap around your wrists as she wrestles you roughly to the ground. You tear at the threads of one another's armor, losing yourselves to darkness and heat, to smoke and fire. Her uneven nails score long lines down your back, and your hungry maw brands bite marks at the junctures of your shoulders, neck, and chest. Beneath your hands, her scarred skin feels rough as rawhide. Nothing intrudes save the sound of sweat-slick skin slapping skin, and for a few hours at least, you leave your war behind. We banged Verse, hell yeah. Afterwards, as you arrange your garb, you find her staring at you. She smirks. Huh. Huh? Just not what I expected somehow. Not that I'm complaining, just, you know, huh. Maybe if shit ever settles out, we can see how else these old sacks of skin and bones fit together. Yeah. She stretches with feline solemnity, brushes her fingertips across her toes, then smoothly straightens. Well then, let's say we go settle this shit out. The pair of you pick your way back towards camp as the sky lightens. Hell yeah. Didn't know that was added in the DLC. So you didn't get to bang verse? Oh hey, the others want to talk actually. Finishing the last pinch strokes of a note running about his left arm, Landry looks up at you with a nod.
Not to steal your glorious day in the sun, but I must say, now all my notes on you are suddenly worth 10 times their weight in iron. My journals will melt the linens off the ladies, I tell you. What's that you say? Buxom, nubile lasses with an interest in old men who know history. You need a definitive tractatus on the trials and tribulations of the Archon of the Tears. Ha! Well, you're in luck. I think one can safely conclude that you have the Overlord's attention, and that of the Tears. Soon, all of Taratas. You realize, I trust, I hope, that nobody other than Kairos has ever cast an edict until you.
Landry gave me a name at least. Archon of the Tears. Oh, I see that now. That's so lame. Yeah, Archon of this place. So lame. Are you sure history hasn't just edited or forgotten those who could rival the Overlord?
Well, I have a hard time believing that someone would cast an edict and not have it noticed.
Yes, but maybe a rival casts an edict, Kairos kills the rival, takes credit for the events.
Well, as of now, I've seen with my own eyes that the Overlord is not unique in this regard. And I suppose you're all the evidence I need to throw suspicion on the record. Now, if you are right, that implies the Overlord has no qualms silencing and murdering those who pose a threat. In your case, at least my written record of you might survive. See? I'm being optimistic.
Happen to know when Kairos first cast an edict?
Good question. In parts north, it's commonly held that Kairos' Edict of Dust was the first, but it was cast in the year 11. It was just the first edict to ripple across the whole of Taratas. If you lived somewhere that used to have antelope, you probably think that's the first edict of the Overlord. But here, the answer is given to us by the Overlord's own sense of posterity. Year 0 of Kairos' calendar is said to correspond to the day Kairos went from warlord to wearer of many crowns. A victory won when the first Edict of Storms shocked both the Cloud Barons and the realm of Medrev to capitulate.
My headphone's doing something weird. Very crackly. Just giving them a restart. Antelope? Is that an animal?
Yes, or it was at least, until they were all wiped out by the Edict of Dust. Or that's as best we've pieced it together from the records. From what we've gathered from their skeletons, they were some sort of mute beast man that ran on 4 legs.
Also safe to assume Kairos will try to solve me in some fashion.
At the same time, if you really were a meaningful threat, you'd have already been the victim of an edict, or bled in Mark's daggers. So this has me rather curious. Just what does the Overlord wish to do with you?
We'll find out soon enough. We should get going.
Indeed. Once again, I find myself wishing the days and nights would slow down just a hair. Never enough hours to journal these dense days. Let us be on our way.
Hold on, I'm gonna plug my headphones in. You're gonna hear the window sound effect. Because my headphone's still crackling and it's actually really aggravating. Open up IQ. Let's see. What can we do here? Why are you suddenly, being this way? IQ? I don't like you to start with. Also, my headphones haven't been, like, updated in forever, and there apparently continues to not be an update for them. I don't hear any more crackling. So maybe plugging them in solved it. This place is manned by a skeleton crew. Could be that half the choirmen are out raiding, but I don't like it. Either way, this is our best opportunity to get in and out without having to cut our way through 100 chorus scrubs. Unless it's a trap. Never far from my mind, fate finder, but it pays to keep on one's toes. Let's say you and I go bind ourselves some fates. Let's say we just check the perimeter real quick before we head inside. Just want to do a quick little double check, yeah? This is a huge camp. I mean, it was a former disfavored camp, so actually that makes sense.
Another battle. I'm starting to look bad.
That's some deletion of the enemy we're doing.
I got it. Take that!
Put me out! Wait, I did that? Nice!
Bleed out, you little shit!
It's a hit!
I see it.
Ooh.
I need to try a different weapon.
It's always so visceral when they explode into giblets.
Damn thing could pierce cloth.
You'll have to hit harder than that.
Loot time. Alright, I need to upgrade barracks stuff. One, we just acquired a new thinglehop, didn't we? Oh, it might have just been a drug recipe research. And not a scroll? Okay. Well, Barrack, what's your weapon? You've got the Tenderizer. I could give you Dauntless and the Azure Shield. That might actually be good for you. It would actually be of use to someone. You can hold on to that faithful promise. I'll take this disfavored shield away from you. Probably sell it at some point. Fortunately, you're still locked into your armor. Sorry,
I
someone's
was built
car is
for
loud
this.
as fuck. Is your shield? Where's this Iron Guard Greatsword? It's a two-hand. Actually, no, it's two-hand. Go right in that slot. We don't need this Iron Greatsword. We have the Iron Guard Greatsword. Emerald Pen of Regenerating, Studded Iron Gorget of Parrying. We have some other accessories that could be useful. Immunity to sleep, extra damage, causes a wound when reaching 75, 50, and 25% health. Lucky, critical deflection, hit precision. Purifying, extra damage, minus 1% health while health above 35%. Control stone. Oh, it's only for kills with shadow, only for Siren. Okay, what about some of these? One armor penetrated by attacks when inflicting crits. Fragment of Karen's right hand, plus 2 to quickness. Okay. I think that's a little better. Oh, no. Quickness needs to go to verse. +1 to vitality, +1 to quickness. We can stack the quickness. That's probably better. We do have that newer wild scale. You can actually throw it. It's better than the Dust Claw, except it doesn't have the armor penetration of the Dust Claw. We get rid of armor penetration. No, that's armor pen. Damn. This broken maw. Would be a good place for Penumbra, but you know, abilities. I want to use relics. And that ain't no relic. Alright.
I got it.
Okay. It was not saying that I could open it. Oh, of course, now there's an ice cream truck out there. There's an ice cream truck outside. Can I be the Archon of fucking ice cream? Not a fucking ice cream, of ice cream, of ice cream. Oh, I missed a barrel. was a brand new and fancy entropy staff. No. It's literally the exact same as what he's currently using. Okay. It's a duplicate. Rust-marred iron weapons have been strewn haphazardly in this corner of the fort. Some seem to be vicious knives broken down from larger swords, while other blades boast new barbs or serrated edges. A man spins to meet you as you enter the core of the stronghold, his carbon black skin gleaming with a sheen of sooty sweat. Sweeps of gray ash smear his red robes, and he grasps in his hands the staff of a blood chanter, orange flames licking at its length. Verse? Archon? Then you know who I am and why I'm here. That should make things quick and easy. Gatorius, what a pleasure. Landry, I see your tumescent support of the Overlord hasn't withered with age. I am but a simple servant to a fate finder. And I'm the Archon of youth everlasting. Introductions are in order, Landry. Archon, allow me to introduce Gatorius the Younger, sage of the School of Ink and Quill, master of the Pyrrhic arts. Gatorius, this is Claire, the Archon of, well, of the Mountain Spire, I suppose. A pleasure, Archon. You seem pretty damned matter-of-fact about it for someone whose remaining life is measured in hours. So long? You think I'm gonna make it quick, kindling cock? No. No. I'm going to savor this. Nice and slow. Gatorius rings his staff with both hands and regards you with narrowed eyes. How did I come to earn your unbridled enmity? You let Crocus live, and he was easily the worst of us. That wasn't my fucking call. Hold, Fury. Aren't you the slightest bit curious about why the man who killed your Fury friends holds a tent in the middle of a Kairos forsaken Scarlet Chorus encampment? That stops Verse short. Her eyes, when she looks at you, have widened with doubt. Subterfuge 77. It's all been a ruse. Ruse? What kind of... What are you even talking about? Clever, Archon. I'd heard that the Adjudicator trains his agents well in the arts of reason. Simply put, I am a creature of the voices of Nerat. Have you no honors, Sage? The voices? What are you trying to say? The chorus took me in and everyone in my village almost 4 years ago, my wife included. I think you'd like Marion, were she not wrapped up in all of this. She's broad of shoulders, muscled like a beast woman, her spirit full of oil and fire. Marion sounds like the name of no choirman I have ever met. That's her true name, not her conscript name. I won't call her by that. Let me guess. The voices used her to control you? The muscle matters in the chorus, but a vicious killer is just a pawn to the Archon of Secrets. Only knowledge truly matters. That made me valuable to them. Varian, less so. So you cut a deal. I told them I'd do whatever they wanted, so long as they kept her out of their more sacrificial operations. As a tearsman and a sage, I could go places the voices people couldn't, join causes that they couldn't. Long before the Tarkus clan reached an agreement with the sages to slaughter the garrison at Vendrian's Wells Citadel, I helped Tarkus Demos plan his resistance. The voices allowed the Oathbreakers to slaughter the chorus's expendable gangs as distractions for their true objectives. The voices thought Verse and her sisters expendable. Bullshit. Each Fury is worth 24 conscripts. A sisterhood that dances together like ours. There's no more vicious force on the whole fucking field of war. I think you're right. Or something like right. We weren't supposed to kill you, and we weren't supposed to take you alive. The voices wanted you to witness your squad's death. But you didn't kill us all. You took Geyser. We captured one of you, yes. Irissa wanted to finish her off as a warning. Crocus thought we could sell her. I sided with him and suggested a ransom to the Archon of Secrets. That's what we did. I got your friend home to the voices. You expect us to believe Nerat cared enough about one of his own to purchase her back? I'm not sure it matters what you believe. You lie. Red Geyser, my sister, is dead. If so, she was killed after we left her with the Archon. Which, I suppose, brings us to the present. The voices left me with standing orders. If you ever figured out the truth of it, I was to bring you to them. So that's what happens next. Which is why I've kept you talking till the reinforcements return from patrol. Help us and we'll help you. Catorius? If I don't bring you back, it doesn't matter whether or not I died in the trying. The voices of Nerat will murder Marion. The only other way to help her would be to kill the Archon of Secrets. Then we kill the Archon of Secrets. There are more soldiers coming into the fortress now than when you fell on your way to me. Yet, if anyone can kill the Archon of Secrets, it would be you. Not me. Us. But first, we have to get free of here. And then this conversation is over, right? Catorius, help us get out, and we'll revisit the question of what to do with you. Shit, Fatebinder. We don't need this damned fire fondler. Alright, if that's how we're going to do this, let's do it already. You won't regret this, Archon. I just hope that I don't. Ah, temporary party member.
Trouble is afoot.
Whether or not he dies from this is not my concern.
You will fall before us.
Fuck is wrong? This isn't working.
There, what was your pathfinding trying to do?
Before me.
Went to the right.
Damn thing could pierce the wall. I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
I missed that line of tearing your skeleton out by your ass.
Champion.
On it. Will do.
Merciful Kairos, not again.
I am your shield wall.
Wonder if her friend is
Pity you won't enjoy
dead.
this as much as I do.
Or okay, just temporary disappearance.
I'm getting too old for this.
He was attempting stealth. Lantry, can you do a heal on him? You can't. Okay.
I will change weapons.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Consider it done.
as I do.
Combat finished. Pretorius, wait. You need to stay around and heal.
Yes.
You need to hold up a moment, Pretorius. Regain some health. Pretorius? You're still yellow, my friend. Oh, okay. Dragging his hand down his face, Pretorius wipes away an oily admixture of sweat, blood, and soot.
You must feel as
Welcome
I
on
do
in,
the connection
Harlequin.
between us.
Thanks for coming. The time of reckoning is upon us, Archon. Do we part to work against voices of Nerat in our separate ways? Or do you strike me down here? After, of course, I've scarred you with my flames. Oh, shut up already. Just go. Thank you, Verse. For what it's worth, I wish we hadn't hurt your sisters. Pretorius, if I see you again, you'll be dead before you realize I'm there. Fair enough, Madame Fury. Fair enough. I'm proud of you, Verse. I could just slit his throat, but proud of you, Verse.
Oh, shut up, Binder. Or are you trying to make a girl blush?
Yeah.
The Fate Binder isn't wrong, Verse. There exists value in mercy.
Varric chooses his words slowly and carefully, as if plucking ticks from a particularly ornery cat.
I half thought this would end up with us picking up smoldering guts off the ground. I'm pleased to be wrong.
A small smirk flashes across Pretorius' face as he turns and walks off into the distance. Her gaze hanging on the horizon, Verse sighs and turns her focus back to you. Lapsing into silence, Verse stares up into a sky still smeared with the smoke of the burning library, puts both hands on her back, just above her hips, and stretches, jutting her pelvis forward until her spine releases a series of satisfying snaps. Nothing simple in your wake, is it? With the voices, I listened when I was supposed to listen, reported everything I heard, killed what he told me to kill. Black and white. Black and red, anyway. I guess it was always complicated. I just ignored the complexities. I can't operate solely on gut instinct anymore. My gut would see this whole damn peninsula burn to cinders. And then what? Taratus rewards strength. I didn't think I was strong enough to move in, well, influential circles. And that, I don't know, makes me nervous. Listen to me. Next thing I'll be wearing robes and making you call me Archon. Let's finish this later. I want to get out of this hole, Binder. Back to Mountain Spire to talk to Verse. Well, we'll do that after we go to Ashwild. Go to the Ashwild. Hello, Bledin. Dark silhouette before you coalesces into the form of Bledin Mark. Daggers held in either hand, the Archon of Shadows steps towards you with a confident stride.
Fatebinder. No. Archon. Welcome back to Ashwield. You've been busy. You cast an edict and became an Archon of something different indeed. You're not some wild talent breathing fire, pissing mercury, or transforming into an animal. You're tapping into the Overlord's vein of magic. Not many can walk as we do in the darkness. Not many can keep their sanity in a state of eternal night. Because you've proven you can, I'll give you this. The written testimony of a sage in witness at the Edict of Nightfall's proclamation several centuries ago. Figure out how to cast it, and in that region, we'll be unstoppable.
Wheel? Pissing mercury sounds unpleasant. It sounds like it'd be a little heavy.
Now there isn't an Archon in the Tiers who isn't considering how best to handle you.
And what about you? Are you also wondering how to handle me?
I handled you long before you became an Archon. We're on the same side. Mine.
Good. I feel completely reassured by your words.
We'll talk about it later. The point is, I'm not the Archon you should be worried about next.
So level with me, Bledin. What would convince you to swear fealty to me over Tunon?
If you want me to forsake the old man, you'll need to do what he ought to have done ages ago. Slay the voices of Nerat and Graven Ash. If you're as powerful as I fear you are, let's see you put that strength to good use and rid the world of two festering problems.
And what of Tunon?
If he won't acquiesce to you, that's your problem to solve. Perhaps with my help, when the time is right. A word of warning. Confront the Adjudicator at this time, and I'll have no choice but to fight you. Do not force my hand. I'd rather see you survive.
He nods once to you before seeping completely into the darkness. Okay. So, Bledin says to ignore Tunon for now, deal with the other two Archons first. Day to get to the cacophony. Oh. Going down there and choop. That's the fastest way to get back to the mountain spire. Barrack. I can scarcely believe it. You proclaimed an edict. You wielded the power of the Overlord, for a moment perhaps, but it was enough to turn the tide of battle in our favor. That simply doesn't happen. The Overlord's magic is as unknowable as anything on Terratus, as mysterious and, well, I was about to say as unapproachable as the spires, but you cleanly dispelled that notion. What do you suggest I do next, Barrack? It may be too late to mend your ties with Kairos' hierarchy. If you continue to prove your worth, then perhaps you can be invited back into the fold. I suppose that Kairos needs some time for introspection, as do we all. Yeah, but Kairos doesn't tolerate competition. No, indeed. I wouldn't want to stand in your place when the day of reckoning comes, but standing next to you might prove just as dangerous. Almost to your 5 loyalty, nice. I have some questions for you.
What can I do for you?
Have either of you noticed that you fight particularly well?
The thought has crossed my mind from time to time.
The big guy here is as useless as an empty scabbard without his phalanx to keep him alive, but I move fast enough to compensate for it. If you want to attach some
In the disfavored ranks, I would suggest...
sentences. Okay, that was strange. Did you hear that? The next time I catch a whiff of Barrack's meaning, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Alright, let's be off. As still as an owl on its perch, Verse stares in the direction of cacophony, a warm breeze from the east playing at the feathers festooning her head.
Fatebinder.
Verse.
I feel my sisters twisting around inside me, Binder. I can't tell whether they're dancing or trying to cut their way out. Or
sounds like
both.
you're trying to justify your own tumultuous feelings.
Maybe, like, all this passion, this wild, frenzied lust, it's actually coming from me. I'm just giving it my sister's voices. Or something.
She splays her fingers before her, apparently taking a vested interest in the grime beneath her nails.
It feels like all that's in front of me is a gorge so wide and so deep that there's nothing to see but wide open air. Say we come out of this with minds and bodies intact, you've got the tears and the Overlord has everything else. Then what?
I'll burn that bridge when I come to it.
Damn, Fatebinder. You're sounding more like me every day. I wonder if the voices saw this coming when he tossed me on Law Dog detail. The voices... I can't imagine him bending the knee to you. Whatever you've got planned, if you're walking into the heart of his power, you'd better be kitted for war.
The Archon of Secrets will fall by my... No. I will bring the Archon to heel.
Like a bad puppy? Good luck with that.
Yeah. The voice of Nerat's just a bad puppy. And you all know how I deal with bad puppies.
The Voices has more years behind him than a person can rightly imagine. If anyone's ever dug up a way to cheat the Void, it would be him. What if that way is me? We know he was preparing me for something. What if he made some trap door into me? What if he's hiding inside me right now?
If the Voices tries to use you as a door...
Zorbeltus has
I'll
given the
shut and
location
bar
of
it.
1 ferals for
Permanently.
domestication.
Zor! But thanks for gifting some domestication to Vivi.
I don't know if you meant that to be reassuring, but it was. That asshole tries to come out of me. Don't bother trying to set things right. Just slice me up and be done with it. But make sure he's actually through first. Don't gut me just because he starts knocking. Speaking of, any suggestions on what to do if I feel him creeping around in here?
Figure out who Verse is and stay Verse.
Now you're going to have me asking how I'm not myself? And don't try and turn me into a sage. We've got shit to do, right? Don't let me hold you up. And thanks, Fatebinder. Archon. Arcbinder.
The Arcbinder.
At your service, Fatebind. What do you need?
Confront the voice of Nerat alongside Verse. First, let's go visit the Ocean Spire again. We've got spires to touch. And by that, I mean we have research we need to talk about. Plans for the Snowfang, and a bunch of scrolls. Let's research some edicts. To the Sunset Spire. Have you completed forging an item for me? Recruits have been hard at work. Let me show you what they've done. The Alchemist's Gloves. Plus 20 to control life. Nice. Lantry. Your Herbalist Mitts? Yeah, they get an upgrade, buddy. These may be of common quality, but they give you plus 20 to control life, and an Orb of Life ability that does even more healing. They give you worse unarmed attack stats, but it's fine. I don't think you care too much about that. I wish you'd forge something for me. Commander's Plate. Instantly swap positions with the companion. The Nightwalker's Boots. We don't have enough materials for it. It's missing the Hound's Hide Mantle. Oh, Staff of Cairn. Reforged right hand of Cairn. The Scales of Mercy. Yep, start forging those. What about upgrading? Fucking barracks shit. Oh, I can upgrade this to fine quality. That'll increase the precision. Take 2 hours to upgrade. 5 hours to upgrade this up to masterwork. This can't be upgraded. Upgrade Penumbra. Gives it more damage. Higher accuracy. Give this more armor pen. That's only an hour. Weeping Whispers. Does it increase recovery? Oh, it does increase recovery. Okay. I can upgrade Tempest as well. Cool deal. Make the Mage Main helmet good. Can't upgrade Steadfast Insignia. Fine quality is as good as it's ever gonna be. Not enough money. Oh, we broke now. Oops, I spent all of the money.
I got it.
Oopsie. We've got a merchant somewhere, because we always have a merchant. Show me what you have for sale. I ensure we have a merchant. Again, go about getting rid of duplicates. And Sentinel Shield's just low enough quality that I don't care. Got 3 sets of Iron Walker boots. Get rid of a couple of those. I didn't realize we'd disappear all of the money. Potion of Revival. Potion of Invisibility. We don't use stealth. We really just don't use potions at all. Should I? Maybe. But we're on like normal difficulty. So we haven't needed to actually do any of this. So I will get rid of a bunch of it. Waking Death, that's another will revive when defeated for 2 minutes. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna sell those. Alright. That gets us 2 iron rings back. I have 2 forge-bound hammers. I could sell one of those. Okay. Iron greatsword, iron greatsword. Get rid of that one. Is there anything that I want to acquire from here? No. Thank you for the money. Actually, let's check out the others. What do you have for sale? Decent stuff. Nothing I'd use, but decent stuff. Esteemed Fatebinder Claire, with so many hours spent in the forge, we artisans are a bit prone to gossip. Needless to say, the Fatebinder of the Mountain Spire has been the subject of many a conversation while working the bellows. If I may be so bold, I have a question for you. Where does Kairos' power truly stem? Is it from the magic of edicts? Is it from Archons? Or perhaps from the loyal subjects in their toil? The Archons are the true source of Kairos' power. Indeed, an institution of power is much harder to crack. What have you made for me? And then talk to Pelagus. Yeah, no, I don't wanna. Kills and shadow. The dark-furred beast woman snuffs and quivers, panting lightly at your approach. She hunches low, long, gangly fingers caressing the ground.
Alpha to kills and shadows smells good. Like mountain dew. Makes beast woman blood stir. Run hot hot. Makes beast woman want to hunt, bite, rot. Little Chitterbird has pledged to Alpha of kills and shadow. Is good for Chitterbird's chance of survival, but bad for beast woman's ears.
Is Siren Chitterbird?
Fatebinder wants beast woman?
Fatebinder wants beast woman? Any good hunts?
Good, yep. And many more than 5. Chased human called Bronze Brother, who was swift runner, like riverine deer. Made beast woman's heart thump fast, fast, and feet pound hard, hard through mud and slick grass.
She scratches 3 spear-tipped nails through her thick, dark mane, and crinkles her nose in a fleeting moment of regret.
Should have made chase last longer.
Hail, mighty Archon.
Hey, companion actually calls me Archon when I talk to her.
Your newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told Kairos alone can issue an edict. And yet, here you are, proclaiming mastery of the lands just like the Overlord.
I can replicate her powers, but I'm not just like the Overlord.
You mean his powers?
Glare at Siren. I mean her.
You say that now. Let's see if you still feel this way when the reality sinks in, and your mastery of this newfound power solidifies. The world now bows to your mere utterance. Each day you will grow stronger, while the world becomes weaker in comparison. Put another way, if I could do what you do, the world would be at the mercy of my depravity. Cursing the name of Ebb, Archon of fecund fluids. Let's hope your moral sextant isn't as crooked as my own.
Archon of fecund fluids. Damn. She wants to be the Archon of sex. The Archon of cum. The Archon.
Your newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told Kairos alone can issue an edict. And yet, here you are, proclaiming mastery of the lands just like the Overlord.
You would like Ebb to be an Archon for sure? Have been waiting for this talk. Perhaps there are others besides me and the Overlord?
I should certainly hope not. Taratus isn't large enough for Kairos, and it's certainly going to get very interesting if the two of you start waving your edicts to and fro.
An edict measuring contest?
I would have felt if someone else were proclaiming edicts. I knew when this one activated the spire. From what I know of Kairos, the Fatebinder is definitely a wrinkle in some carefully laid plans.
If anyone has cast an edict other than Kairos in the last 431 years, I am certain we would know. There would have been witnesses and evidence that outran Kairos' march west. The sages would have heard of it.
Your newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told Kairos alone can issue an edict.
It's fortunate then that you are sworn
here
to
you
me.
are. If watching you slowly descend into power-hungry madness is the definition of good fortune, I consider me blessed.
0 to 81%, that's average? Gee.
Your newfound power runs... What is it you need?
And Siren. Without looking up you, Siren releases a long, dejected sigh. You seem sad.
No, everything's fine, Archon. But I appreciate you asking. I've made some progress on that ancient musical score. I'm almost completely sure it's the same music I hear in that crystal we found.
You made a breakthrough? Seems like that would be a good thing.
It's simply not what I was hoping for, I suppose. No matter. This music, I think it describes something fundamental. About magic, I mean. Or at least about the magic of the old walls.
That sounds like a pretty incredible thing to know about.
I guess. I mean, sure, it's something nobody else knows yet. Except maybe Kairos. I'm certain that weaving this song into my own music will strengthen it. Or at least let more of my power slip through this stupid hat. Who knows? Maybe the old walls will hear my songs and then I'll be able to awaken spires too, or sing edicts, or both.
Your voice will shake the tears.
The tears? Don't underestimate me. I'll shake this whole ugly world. But truly, thank you for all of this. I'm indebted to you. I'll add my power to your cause, I promise.
Oh, I can remote issue edicts. Oh, can I? I guess not. I guess I have to interact with the thing in the middle. The Alchemist Gloves. The Orphan Midwife, Archon of Rebirth. And Songbird's Encore, Siren's Headdress, bolstered by her power, and understanding teachings left to her by the Archon of Stone. Ah.
Fatebinder, it is good to see you. By this point, I've usually been passed off to someone else for more training. What do you need?
Ah. Need more loyalty with her. Just a little bit more. Shoop. Alchemist Umbra. What can I do here? If you wish to craft potions, we have an alchemy station nearby. We are, of course, producing a modest supply of potions ourselves. You have but to ask, and I'll show you what we've made. What do you make of the spire? This is certainly an irregular place to establish our services, but so be it. At least we are removed from the front lines of this conflict. For the time being, at least. What have you made for me? A bunch of potions. Thank you. Nereus. Fatebinder, come closer. I have something for you. There we are. This should only take a moment. Before it can react, he opens his palm to reveal a handful of black powder, which he blows into your face with the full force of his breath. It's too late to do anything about it. You bat at the cloud to disperse it, but you've already inhaled no small amount of the substance. He nonchalantly slaps his hands together to clean them off. Nothing to worry about. Those were ordinary ashes. What do you think would have happened if I was a dishonest man, You'd be sucking the air for breath as your skin turned the color of rotten eggplant. I'm sorry. What are you trying to prove? Wars can be fought with more than just blunt objects. Growing comfortable with poisons can be as unnerving as spooning a scourge, but in truth, these seemingly innocuous powders and potions can be your most enthusiastic friend on the battlefield. I'll take a look at your friends, but if you even think of poisoning me, I'll have your head. Yeah, I'm not gonna take any of the poisons, because I don't care. I just sold all of mine because I don't use them. An alchemist looks you up and down with an expression of open curiosity. Reasonably healthy, reasonably fit, evident exposure to military camp diseases and combat conditions. No doubt some worm has invaded the bowels and tripled in size by now. You'll be dead before long. What makes you say that? It's a sad reality of military life. Too much time spent in cramped quarters, sharing a bunk with some half-dead soldier who can't control his own fluids. I tend to keep my distance from such squalors to avoid catching what I treat, as you can see. But at your rate, it's all but inevitable that some parasite of poison will devour you from the inside, unless you take special care. Why don't you show me what care I need to take? I would love to help, but I need time to replenish my stock. Come back later. Unbroken Wrath 3. Pale, sickly, weak. I'd give you a fortnight unless you balance out the disgusting liquid sloshing through your body, but even then it might be too late. Why is she measuring my unbroken Wrath? What do I need to take to feel better? I would love to help, but I need some time to replenish my stock. Interesting. Resto at your service. If you're looking for a reliable seller of potions, look no further. Resto always delivers. How do you acquire them? I have my ways. Many soldiers fall in battle on all sides, many of them carrying goods such as these that will remain on a battlefield, wasting away. I simply make sure those goods find their way into able hands yet again. You plunder the dead? Oh, no. I have people I pay to do that. Fair enough. What you got? Ooh, spider silk sash. Plus-handed dodge. Cool. Not buying it. But neat. The sage immediately takes hold of your hands, shaking them profusely. Fatebinder Claire! What a curious set of circumstances. You may not remember me, but I was there, among the countless mages who were able to flee before Kyrus' edict reduced the Vellum Citadel to the burning husk it is today. Apologies for the exuberance. It will be my distinct honor in training you in the magical arts of life, or the depths of lore. Yay! Master for lore! Okay. Good thing training is pretty cheap. Alright. We leveled up both Verse and Lantry. Oh, Verse and Barrack. My bad. Leveled both of them up at least. Verse is the lowest level on the team though. Interesting. Barrack, let's keep getting you some more accuracy, but you need to hit more. Let's see. Sweeping death. Yeah, strike all nearby enemies. Yeah, let's do that. Now then, blood calls the blood will probably be the next thing.
I got it.
Oh, hey! We can make things. Will we? No! But we could. And that's what matters. Demira looks off towards the stone sea. This is the furthest I've been from my home in Halfgate. The air is a lot cleaner here. It'll help with the herb's potency. You can imagine the difficulties we had with the edict in the Stone Sea. Why did you leave Halfgate and offer your services to me? I made good with the few resources I had, but eventually even the little I had ran out. I closed up shop, and that's when I decided to take my skills elsewhere. Come to inspect my work, Fatebinder? I don't have anything for you at the moment. Check back later. The woman overlooks the apothecary with disdain. Scarlet Chorus, favor 2. But I have 0 favor with Scarlet Chorus. She catches your eye with a stare that casts a shiver down your spine. Fatebinder Claire, I have been given permission by the voices of Nerat to train you in the arts of manipulating emotion, as well as granting vigor on the battlefield. Neither of which you possess much of, from what I can tell. Are you this civil with everyone you work for? Bosses don't last very long in my profession. Magic staff control, I control emotions. Now, speaking of magic, Barak, you can use some more magic. Your lore skill's equal to mine. Ooh, I can make this stronger. Use cooldown of that spell, or spell surge it. Update that. Give it to both of you. Lantry. Your chocolate rain can be made stronger. Chocolate rain. That rhyme spike. It can also be made stronger. Ooh, not that strong. Oh, we can give it the interrupt sigil. To make it last longer. Mage Fire and Frozen Affliction. Frozen and Mage Fire Affliction. Mage Fire and Frozen Affliction. Or we can chain it. No, that'd be too much for him to handle at the moment. Let's give it the interrupt. Your fulmination increase the range of it further still. Can't put any of these to it. Could bump it up with more cyclical energy. Yeah. Can't quite max it out. I can't put it there at least. Titan's Touch. It's already at max. Max that. Make the duration longer. Give it Spell Surge. Make the duration longer. Oh no, we can't do that longer. Yeah, spell search. Can't quite go up to 95 on mine own. Yeah, I can't do like anything else with it, so. Alright, I can update my elk bong. I'll just make it stronger. Alright, my stop resisting. Just boosting strength. That's all we can really do about it. Now let's see about a brand new spell just for Barrack. Sigil of Stone. Focused Intent. Can petrify enemies. Crag weapon. Directed Force. Giant Boulder. Yeah, sir. Sure. Let's focus it. He's going to be in the thick of it, so it doesn't need to have long reach. Spell Surge, Bleeding, or Marking. Let's add Bleeding to it. And do some heavy interruption of the enemy. Petrified, parry and dodge reduced by 50. Animation stopped. Causes raw damage over time. Yeah, there we go. Custom spell just for you, buddy. What was it? Force and something I still don't have yet. Okay. And then let's check out the Dawning Spire. Hey Lisa, how's it go? Welcome on in. Try nervous. And the whole thing here is just to talk to all the trainers. Of which I don't care to do. Alright. Hop on over to the mountain spire. And then let's issue an edict at Cacophony. Edict of Storms, Stone of Nightfall. The Edict of Nightfall brings permanent darkness to the land. Plants will wither, animals will sicken, and the people will slowly freeze without the sun's warmth. Plus 20 subterfuge and damage. Minus 10% perception and accuracy. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the Stone Sea. Nightfall. We're bringing endless night to the stone sea. For cacophony will fall. You gonna weep soon? Okay, Lisa. And now, to cacophony. You catch a hint of movement in the distance, little more than a shiver of shadow among the remnants of a village that clings to the edge of a pillar of stone. You remain far from both Halfgate and cacophony, so it seems unlikely that settlers or soldiers lurk among the ruins. Perhaps scavengers, raiders, or a rogue pack of beastmen have made the crumbling buildings their home. Investigate further. Adobe homes, cracked by the Overlord's edict of stone and bleached by the sun, rest in a loose semicircle around where you imagine a well or square once stood. Instead, the land ends abruptly, demarcating a plunge of hundreds of feet into the shadowed depths below. From the winds of several of the houses spills a faint violet light. You move quietly nearer one of the buildings, using it as cover to see within the next house, the near wall of which has conveniently collapsed. Within, you see a group of humans gathered around the shards of Azurelith, the pale purple crystals that appeared throughout the stone sea in the wake of Kairos' edict. As you get closer, you can see that they wear the bare minimum of clothing necessary to preserve their modesty, and the skin bears lines of light that shimmer purple against the darkness within their helm. The people within the squat building seem wholly unaware of you, their attention entirely on a shrine of collected Azurelith shards that dominates the far corner. The lines of light on their skin seem to trace primitive runes which bear a distant semblance to the markings beastmen sometimes carve into their skin. The people chant quietly, invoking Cairn, the fallen Archon of stone, to restore their lands and deliver them from suffering. I shall speak. You step into the open and hail the group, inspiring a commotion of startled cries and raised pitchforks. You offer your open, empty palms and consider what to say to them. What are you doing out here? One of the villagers, a lanky man with stringy hair, steps forward. You notice that his skin seems dry and dusty, cracked in some places like the parched earth of the stone sea. His eyes shimmer with violet light, but it may only be a reflection from the Azurelith. Whether or not Cairn could help you aside, you know that this superstitious idolatry is wildly illegal, right? Eventually someone from Cacophony will wander this way. If the Scarlet Chorus finds you here, it won't go well for you. Do you mind if I join you? Your eyes wide with surprise, the villagers invite you into their circle. They paint your features with crushed crystal, and as you meditate on the quiet violet light, you feel a warmth spread from your bones into your skin. You leave the villagers behind, feeling hardened against the dangers of the tears. Arcane infused and toughened. Nice. We arrived at Cacophony at night. At night.
Hi.
Strike. Oh, dang.
You have to hit harder than that.
They melted. Hold on. What? I can't tell which it was. Hold on. Let's scroll up. Barrack activates Bond of Honor on verse. Killing Spree 2, Killing Rush. Verse grazes Horde, critically hits the Horde. Critically hits with additional effect. Okay, it doesn't actually say what ended up killing, but it's probably verse. It did 0 slashing damage, but did 18.5 bleeding per second. No, 18.5 seconds of bleeding. Okay.
Will do. It's all in the reflexes.
Blood-soaked mantle. Minus 15% recover time while has wounds. That's kind of like quickness, right? I think so. There you go, verse. Also, I can modify, like, my colors, but I can't modify... Oh, I can. I just haven't paid attention. Okay. Can't modify barracks. Power, 1110. And cast 2 more tings. First is at my side, so we're going to deal with the Archon of Secrets. And we gotta kill 7 toes. All 7 of those toes gotta go.
Send me your champion! Feast my iron!
Will do.
Admit that from the record.
You will get away from
We are destroying them. They stand no chance. Look at how fast they just dropped.
nothing I can't handle.
Oh no, we go this way. There is progress, so this way is just more of them to slaughter.
Trouble is
Interesting, you have the ability to cast that. Oh, I'm currently lying there on the ground. Okay, fair enough. Lantry, magic, spells. Yeah, let's cast a rain. Then I'll let you do whatever you want.
This one is under my protection.
shit.
Oh no, Lantry, you can fight it. Anyways. Wingblade is 45 to 58 slash damage, same as the Tempest now. Has the same range. Lacks the armor penetration. recovery. Faster recovery. Okay. Also, didn't we get some new armors recently? The Fifth Eye's Mask. Plus 10 to lore and subterfuge. Home of the Fish. Binding of Shadows. Heavy cloth sandals. We just got light leather boots. Forge bound master boots. Iron Walker. Light leather boots are the exact same as I'm wearing. They just look different. Same with the Horde boots, to be fair. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find anything that's just strictly better boots. The enemy's Scarlet Cohorts have not yet earned their spike. They left to hang at the cliff wall until death comes for them.
Send me your champion!
Nice!
You wanna jump? Take that!
And you know, I don't hear anyone complaining about their weapon not doing anything.
You'll have to get through me first!
This weapon isn't tough. Who says?
Oh, nice. Crimson Spear Helm. It looks like the Fifth Eye's Mask, but of course it's different. And inferior. Oh, yeah. Scarlet Fury Helm is a better reverse.
On it. Bleed out, you little shit.
Combat feast fire!
Take that!
Just taking all their things and could investigate that. I'm pretty sure that's just a rest spot. If you want to get rid of wounds from
Found
all of
something.
this combat before we go inside. As if. As if we'd get wounds. Da-da. Prove his control of vigor skill, sure. Nope, no rest needed. Hello, voices of Nerat.
Your campaign ends here, maggot of unreason. We have no intention of joining the uncounted corpses littered in your path.
Oh, so you plan on squaring Failteeth to me then? Oh, that's good.
We love to see an agent of the court shatter their bonds and declare their sovereignty. But you would have been better served wearing red. The gangs need more talent like yours, At least we can make an example of you that others will remember.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to die, and I'm going to win, and I'll be a fantastic example.
We could have been magnificent together. But instead, we will have your bones fashioned into a scepter, your skin knotted into a belt, and your tongue fed to crows. At least crows know the meaning of respect and gratitude.
Fatebinder, wait. The Voices has been weaving at my loom for years.
What are you saying, Verse?
I'm saying that he pointed us at Crocus, he led us to Fort Squander, and that he wanted me to learn what I learned there. I'm saying that maybe everything's gone according to his plan, including this.
You presume we possess a more than passing interest in this trumped-up barrister? Whatever our dear adjudicator lacks for, his rationality has never been in question. How are we to know that one of Tunon's students would engage in such ridiculous folly? Your paranoia delights us. However, a stint in infiltration has complicated you delectably.
You think I didn't work out your little plot? That I didn't fathom why my sisters got all mixed up inside of me?
Don't dance around the accusation, girl. Seize it like a lover.
Go fuck yourself, Archon.
Hesitation? This isn't the Verse I know.
We've both been here before, haven't we? I'm right back to the day when my sisters died in front of me, only this time I'm truly afraid. Maybe my idiot brother has something to do with it. The last time this happened, I froze. Now I'm more afraid of what happens if we attack.
Listen to her, Fatebinder. She shows wisdom beyond her years.
The Voices of Nerat is a terrifying, centuries-old mastermind, and neither of us have been around as long as him. That point seems worth emphasizing. I really, really hope you understand that he's going to hurt us.
It's true. We promise.
If you're up to it, then I'm with you. I've killed my share of gang bosses, and it doesn't take a genius to know when a leader is flagging and needs to be replaced. No offense, Archon.
He glances at the Voice of Nerat and frowns.
None taken, wretched girl. We have never been more proud of you than at this moment. You are everything the chorus strives to become.
Couched in its wreath of green flames, the Archon of Secrets' bronze head turns to you.
Perhaps not all is lost between us, Fatebinder. Perhaps you would be willing to accept a settlement of our grievances in exchange for the return of our fury.
There is no version of this conversation in which I give you Verse.
Sorry, Voices. Looks like I found a new Archon to follow.
Shall we end his miserable existence together, Verse?
Sounds like a plan to me, boss. I'll sleep a lot better knowing there's one less parasite in the world.
Our little spy is right about one thing, you know. You're going to die, screaming. But your awareness will live for eternity, suffering within our magnificence. Attend to us, darlings! There is more than one way to skin a Fatebinder, and we will show you as many as possible. Come, gather around and watch us destroy the Fatebinder.
Come at!
Lantry, open it up. With, casting that for us. Barrett, you need to, challenge him. Start off the flame there, and I, myself, cast Titan's Touch on myself.
Me great meat. See that?
Help? So few of you, so many of us.
First, go quickly take care of that fragment of Pelox Florian.
Such simple minds.
First, you go here.
Oh, crap. I'm stuck.
Iron Storm. Or Arrow Storm. Oh, it's a Verse and Barret combo. Bond of Honor. Oh, Lantry's down. Shit. I've got something for that. I have something for that. Fuse Pain. Resurgence. Yes, Resurgence.
Aye.
Then Refuse Pain. I'll just simply say no to pain. Barrack. Bond of Honor with Lantry.
This one is under my protection.
Good. Okay. El Kabong, the voices of Nerat. And I will
Will do.
stab him. I have more artifact abilities. I'll have more abilities. I can summon an Undying Banner. Down at only about 9 minutes. Neat.
Impudent wretch! Come, give us a warm embrace.
And the Archon of Secrets is down.
Approach us, you insignificant little morsel. We would have a word with you.
Plug my ears. At first, you hear nothing but the muffled roar of blood rushing through your head. But another sound rises up over the din. Raucous laughter. It grows to such volume that your ears prickle in agony. But the moment you can take no more, it subsides into an even chuckle.
Did you think we could not make ourselves heard if we wished it, you naive and despicable fledgling? Whatever the thoughtless rabble may whisper about this moment, don't delude yourself into thinking you are powerful, that you matter, or that someone out there isn't greater still. We came from nothing. Our deeds defined us to the people, and the people knew us as a monster. Did you imagine we were always flames, voices, and secrets? Think on that, you Archon of misguided decisions.
I will heed your words, Archon.
At least you know the value of good advice. That will take you farther than any beaten trail, and it will bite deeper than any crude weapon of iron.
Something about this strikes the voices as funny. He begins to laugh. Short bursts develop into violent, uncontrollable spasms of insane joy. The voices lets his hands fall from his robes. The very flames that defined him as a shapeless being whip into a frenzy, consuming him as they burn. You hear a distant, incoherent chorus of screams in the back of your head, but as quickly as it rises, it fades into silence, and the Archon of Secrets is extinguished before your eyes.
No! Not like this! We were so close!
Good riddance, asshole. Shouldn't have screwed with me and my sisters.
She kicks the smoldering pile of ashen rags.
So much knowledge was in that hive of a creature. If Narat weren't such a wanton monster, I'd almost shed a tear for his passing. Just think of how many tomes his minds could have filled. Though I suppose most of it would have been sketches of torture and fornication.
Is that thing finally dead? I'm actually asking, because it was difficult enough to tell that he was alive. And the chorus are cheering. Do I lead the Scarlet Chorus now?
Right.
Fatebinder. I never thought that anyone could get the jump on the voices of Narat. He outlasted most of his enemies and ate the others. He was this great, bottomless thing. I just assumed that he would be around forever. And now he's dead. It's hard to believe, really. I'm happy, but he also gave me this life, this name. I hated him, but he was incredible. An artist. What I'm trying to say here is that I'm impressed. You've exceeded my low expectations. Do you think the voice is really dead? If we're being honest with each other, I have my doubts. The voices could scheme 1,000 steps ahead of anyone. I can only imagine that he had something planned for his death, some contingency. It could be so complex that we might never recognize it if we saw it. It might not even happen in our lifetimes, if we're lucky. Maybe you were to be his next vessel, Verse. You were his backup plan. Which is scary. I don't have to take you out.
What do you need?
Eric.
My Lord Binder, you have something which... What can I do for you?
You don't want to talk about what just happened? Okay.
Greetings, Archon.
Oh, hey, he says greeting, Archon. For just a mundane conversation. That's good.
Can't do that.
Gentle touch. Oh, one-handed like glaive, katana, or something. Curved and serrated blade. Considerable effort has gone into the uniformity of each of the tooth-like notches, suggesting the devotion and intentionality of a true artist. All the same, merely holding the blade overwhelms you with the reality that this instrument has caused suffering on an unimaginable scale. This sword's name would suggest mercy and restraint, but it would be mercy to strike a victim down at once, and restraint would only prolong suffering at the tip of this blade. Better to deliver death quickly than with a gentle touch. And the final scream. It's a club. Blast of confusion. This scepter has been wielded by the voices of Narat, and by all accounts has never known a second owner until now. Who crafted such a monstrous weapon is a matter of speculation, and it isn't beyond possibility that the voices himself was responsible in some bygone era. Rumors circulate that the screaming mouth at the head contains the agonized howls of the Archon's family, who he tortured to death in the early years of Kairos' dominion as an act of fealty. The earliest mentions of Final Scream came from a chronicler who attended many of the public executions the Voices hosted. After a prolonged interrogation session, the Voices would finish his work by unveiling his scepter and bashing in the skull of his victim. Other accounts tell that when the Archon of Secrets rooted out treachery in the Empire, he would have Final Scream delivered as a gift, really a warning, to the household of the offender. Within the fortnight, he would pay the traitors a visit to retrieve his property, which often included members of the family. Some have interpreted this behavior as an invitation for the guilty to flee and grant the Voices the thrill of the hunt. The open eyes and mouth reveal a core of the Archon's signature green flames, which yet smolder with some semblance of his fractured awareness. Power has increased. I have acquired the Final Scream. Lantry, congratulations. You get to hold on to that. Will you use it? No, I think not. However, you get to have it on you anyways. Most of the chorus is gone already. Didn't take long to see who was going to come out on top. Not many chorus stayed to fight over the stuff left behind. Must be my lucky day. To his credit, the Voices sure knows how to make an exit. The Final Scream. We can go directly to the Iron Hearth. But I'm going to go to the Mountain Spire. Because, well, it'd be simple and easy to now cast a new edict. Into the Blade Grave. We can put the Edict of Stone back. Ooh. Minus 15 to all enemy magic skills, minus 40% move speed, slower action speed. Yeah, actually, I think I'll put the Edict of Stone over here. That'll weaken them. Let us cast another edict. As I wage my war against the other Archons. Barrick, I think you're gonna hate this, buddy.
My Lord Binder, what can I do for you?
Would you like to discuss removing your armor?
Suffice it to say, my armor and I will not be separated for the time being. My armor saved me from the destruction of Stalwart, where thousands of others lost their lives. So you can see why I continue to wear it. For the time being, we will not be separated.
How long do you think it can last? The armor hasn't shown any sign of weakening, and my maintenance regimen is all that keeps it from rusting solid. Were I to stop applying oil and give in to entropy, the shell would harden to a degree that no forge master has ever seen. I think it could very well stand for as long as the old walls, with my skeleton peering out from the depths. And someday, not even that. Now isn't that a cheery thought? What does Craven Ash think of your predicament? I suspect that he doesn't. Not to besmirch the great general, He has larger matters to consider than any one soldier's woes. Are you even comfortable in there? I have somehow developed enough calluses that I can sleep at night, but I wouldn't call that comfort, would you? This is my armor. It has everything it needs and more. Purpose, meaning, strength. If it were comfortable, that would only take away from its other qualities. Tell me about what you can and can't do. I could strike fear into the hearts of our enemies and protect a shield wall with my very body. What more do I need? How do you fare in water? Better to ask, how do I sink? The answer is, quickly. Water passes my lips easily enough, though I take great care to keep it from anywhere else. How do you shit? Let us say I manage, and manage poorly. The parts of this misbegotten thing I can reach are in better repair than the ones I can't. Fuck it, I'm going to gain average fear from him and ask him how does he take pleasure with life. Are we actually talking about this fate binder? Do you have nothing better to do than wonder how I access my nether regions for a frenzied bout of self-interest? I don't want to hear this. How do we even run far enough to avoid it? Well, I can't, and not from lack of trying. My works are inaccessible from the outside, and as much as I've tried to worm my arm out of the sleeve of iron, I would only succeed in dislocating my shoulder. If you ever think me frustrated or disagreeable, just imagine what I've dealt with since the 3rd year of the conquest, or more accurately, what I haven't dealt with. Barracks in the ultimate chastity cage. No Nut November for so long. Back to my other questions about your armor. Do you even want it removed? You know what? Fuck it. I'll gain some more fear from you. We are discussing it now. No, I'm concerned about the state of your uniform. Damn it. You are right to be concerned. My apologies that you needed to pull rank. It was wrong of me to withhold information. I don't need to tell you that this suit of junk is a literal pain in my ass. Half broken, smelling of a midden, and perpetually jabbing my side as some Kairos be damned caltrip. These dusty plates may not be up to standard, but they serve the disfavored well enough on the battlefield, if only to intimidate the enemy. Better for me to endure this condition than to shirk an advantage. Considering that I wore this as I marched across the bones of stalwart that was, my burden growing heavier with each step, I have no desire to leave it behind. It's a lesson, a reminder, and yes, a prison, but all of those things make it something more. It's an armor fastened in ideas. These plates have something of me in them. They are as wicked as a bramble patch, as stubborn as a fortress, and hopelessly flawed. At present, removing my armor is not an option. If that ever changes, I suspect that the tiers will tremble with the impact of my collapsing fortification. What a day that will be. So still not an option for us to remove his armor? He truly is locked the fuck in. Pop over to the forge. Let's see if we can upgrade his armor. We probably can, I think. Upgrade it to masterwork quality. They're busy forging the scales. Okay, they're not done with that yet. Okay, it can be upgraded. There you go, Barrack. Your chest piece is masterfully forged. Gonna upgrade the rest for you. Scales of Mercy complete. The Scales of Mercy. They're right here. Minus 10% critical hit damage taken on weapon crit, 5% extra precision. Fair,
This
you
will
get to equip
serve me
that.
well.
There you go, buddy. To the Ocean Spire. Also, I need to double check if the edict is still here. I don't know how long they last. I might have cast it for no benefit. Might have cast it just to heckin' cast it. There it is. Oh, it's still there. So's the Edict of Nightfall. Fair enough. 3 scrolls and an Edict of Malediction. We found a ritual that may give insight how Kairos commands powerful edicts. This information will unlock the precise wording of a previously unknown edict. Can't research multiple things, even if we have enough recruits for it. Shame. Shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame.
Fatebinder, it is good to see you. By this point, what do you need?
I got it.
Alpha, Beast Woman is happy. Likes when Fatebinder wins. Likes that Fatebinder slaughtered Alpha of Scarlet Chorus without mercy. Was vicious, cunning, Archon with many voices. Was Alpha of biggest pack. Means Alpha of Kills and Shadow is bigger, better, strongest. Will always win.
I like you, Kills and Shadow.
Fatebinder wants Beast Woman?
Had any good hunts?
Good, yep. And many more than 5. Found pack of disfavored called Oathbound. Ironclads fought, but were weak, wounded. Dragged kicking and whimpering like a fresh catch, like prey dying between teeth. Crying and writhing, quickened pulse, made Beast Woman yearn for kill. Ripped tore through throat, and death blood gushed out. Tasted good, slick hot on tongue. Wanted more.
Hello.
Hey, Kazik, welcome on in. Thanks for the water. Oh, and the stretch. Zorbeltis, what do you mean you're getting closer? Don't say that while I'm stretching. Zorbeltis, don't say that while I'm stretching. $48.2K. All right.
Cleaved through flesh, slow, tender. Enjoyed each kill.
Noxia. You're a Scarlet Chorus, but they no longer exist. Yeah, I see you there. Need something? Or do you just like to stare? Could train Lantry. More in the arts of magic or subterfuge. But nah, need not.
Fatebinder, what do you need?
Yep.
I trust all is well, my glorious Archon. I'm honored you wish to speak. What is it you need?
Loyalty 4, almost 5. To Iron Hearth.
More tallies to the body count.
You'll have to go through me first. I've had far worse.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
Ah, he's planning battle again. Then again, we're actually up against armored enemies now.
This isn't working! I got it.
Send me your champion!
Right.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Stab. And then a flurry of blows.
Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
For the glory of Kairos!
I need to try a different weapon.
Sorry, I can't. Will do.
These bones cannot
Okay. Your Earth Shaker's out of the question.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
There we go.
See that? We should.
Ioja's Calling. The staff of tree branches oozes rejuvenating sap. Ooh, it's regenerating plus 10 to control life.
take.
Lantry, let's have a look at that. It does more DPS. This is in every way better. Very well.
Closer look.
I got it.
You are now extremely designated the heal
I'll
slot.
see what I can do.
Congratulations.
Will do.
That's one.
This weapon is useless.
Right. You don't enjoy this as much as I do. Right.
Nope. And deleting.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
Aye.
Ooh. Masterwork version of their shield.
See that?
Just a masterwork bronze dagger.
Heads up. We have company! Bleed out, you little shit!
This weapon isn't really working. See that? It's entirely useless.
Uh-huh.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
Constance swapped to the weapon with armor penetration.
Bleed out, you little shit!
The extra money isn't gonna do me anything.
Tear your skeleton out by your ass!
I'll be filling that one for
Get back here!
That's how it's done.
Damn thing! Will do.
And that takes care of that. I'm just trying to be extremely thorough. I had no reason to go over there and off them. But I did it anyway. Hello, Graven Ash.
The silence and cacophony tells me that the voices of Narat is dead, and I have every reason to celebrate. But I don't imagine for a moment that you came seeking my gratitude for a job well done. So, you see fit to grace my halls with your presence. This will be the last time.
Almost
I have
tier
no
6
wish to
wrath.
consort with traitors. You have held back this campaign against the Tears long enough.
Held them back. I forwarded them. I finished this campaign off. And I'm finishing both of you off.
After I grind your bones into the dry earth, my disfavored will take back this realm for the vaunted North, and you will be forgotten.
The homeland is behind you, Ash. Only death lies ahead.
If you are set on a course of your own destruction, spare the North your polluted speech.
Before either of you can make the first strike, Barrack steps forward and bellows in protest.
Fatebinder, this doesn't need to happen. Please! It is short-sighted for Archon to stand against Archon. The two of you would be more powerful as equals and collaborators. I beg that you consider another option.
The Archon of War would not have this any other way. Would you, Ash?
Do not force me into mediating your squabble. The protests of your companions are nothing to me. As far as I'm concerned, they are all as corrupted as you.
Archon, no! I am still your good northern soldier through and through. My loyalty, my place in the Phalanx...
Gone. All of it. We are finished, and I remove you from my legion and my protection. No sooner will I return to the north than your family will be disgraced. Your celebrated name made to rot in the public square.
Oof, Barrack.
Gather, my legion! We will see this pestilence dispatched for the battlement of war! Fatebinder, prepare yourself! Teach this one a lesson. We will not suffer insubordination.
At once.
Take that! Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
And I hit anything! Time to change weapons. And I hit it!
Damn thing
And
couldn't
this
pierce
last one
cloth.
popped.
Next wave, my legion! For the north!
as soon as they enter combat, they get completely fucking petrified.
At once.
Just pushing in the right direction.
Can't I hit anything?
Tear your
This is
skeleton
not a
out by
fight
your
you can
ass!
win. Attack, my soldiers!
Lantry immediately can fulminate.
Consider it done. This is embarrassing.
Fuck is wrong with my weapon?
If I had kids, they'd be feeling that one.
Tear your skull.
Barrack, you can do Clash of Iron and try to call this one
Sorry
over.
about that. Ha! Come back here and die. Die.
Do I have? Yeah, you have your AI as protector. Okay. Because he's functionally supposed to be the tank.
Don't throw your lives away, my northerners! I will handle this upstart myself!
Do I have any artifacts that'll come in good amount here? Steadfast Sand, Storm Wheel, Shadow's Embrace. Oh, yeah. Let's embrace the shadows.
You'll have to get through me first.
This is embarrassing.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth. Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
Oh, nope. Did not get to mark him. Got knocked prone first.
Take that!
Lantry, get up.
Damn my eyes!
At once.
Let's try that again.
At once.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Witness the fury of the North! This will teach you to fall in line!
I'm injured.
Get back here!
Down again.
On your knees, worm!
Stricken, the Archon looks down on his blood-stained hands with disbelief. Beads of sweat roll from his brow and glisten at the corners of his eyes. Graven Ash turns his attention up to you. The last of the fight has left him, and nothing remains but the final vestiges of a defeated man.
A word, please. Humor an old man and his regrets.
Ash glances about the disfavored corpses littering the courtyard. His shoulders quake as his strength departs him. Say what you would, Archon.
You are on a path to incredible power. A path that I walked long, long ago. There was strength, victory, triumph. Everything an Archon of War should expect from a life so accomplished.
He takes deep breaths through his nose as he clings to life.
But there was also pain. Had I another century to describe it, I could not explain the punishing agony of my devotion. My soldiers grew to depend on me, and I gifted them my protection. But I also took their harm upon myself. I had the strength to endure for a time. Every gutting, every crushed bone, every death. I took it all upon myself to spare my troops. You must be prepared to do the same.
Go on.
Your rise to power is no matter of personal glory. It touches all who trail in your wake. When you ascend, you won't be alone. Far from it. There will be others who look to you. You will be responsible for them in more ways than you can know. Take care with those who follow you. Depend on each other. But harden yourself to accept the burden of their love. Devotion can bite deeper than any spear.
He looks to your assembled company with a mixture of sympathy and regret.
I hope that you are prepared for what comes next. Because...
He grits his teeth as a fresh wave of agony threatens to overcome him.
Because Kairos will not make it easy.
His energy spent, the Archon releases all of his tension, and for an instant, his face reflects deepest peace. Graven Ash, the last of the great northern warlords, dies before your eyes.
Archon! Archon! Damn you, General! Get up! Get up!
Seeing that one fall is like watching a spire hit the ground. Somehow, I thought I'd enjoy it more.
We actually did it! We slew the Archon of War! I'll document later. Right now, I think I need a change of pants and a good cleansing vomit.
After several attempts to write in a trembling hand, Landry tosses his quill aside, letting out a long sigh as he paces in tight circles, shaking his arms with nervous energy. All those soldiers being kept alive purely by him? Far more impressive than the voice of Nerat, I'm gonna be honest. Blade Storm with the Peacemaker. I don't know who's gonna wield it. Possibly me. Or at least have it as one of my alts equips. Merrick's Blackened Spear. All damage increased by 20% at night. Oh, that goes to you. Ash's Favor. Plus 5% health while has wounds every 6 seconds. There you go, buddy. I've acquired the Peacemaker. And I'll equip it to that last slot. Iron Marshal's Heirloom Blade. What weapon do you use, buddy? Alright, I gave you Dauntless. That's right. Dustclaw, one-handed. This is two-handed. I guess it also goes to me. Then there's a lot to loot. Food, his favorite iron sword, stone shield gloves, and a bunch of lesser things to not care about. And that's 2 Archons down. Tunon and Blood and Mark left. So Bledin, will you consign yourself to me? Will you swear fealty to me now? So then I can go before the tribunal? Because we know what the outcome is going to be. Tunon will swear fealty as well. Or Tunon will be Tunun. Encounter in the Burning Library. Ever since your issuance of the edict against your foes at Vendrian's Well, the courier tells you, the Valley of Apex has been beset by an ever-increasing number of Bane. The creatures seem inimical to all life, and their predations have the people of Apex hiding in terror rather than tending to the fields. If this keeps up, the lands you've claimed will not be able to support your spire, regardless of how rapacious your tax collectors become. The messenger asks what orders you wish returned to the spire. Inquire further. You press the messenger for more details. He tells you there have been scattered Bane sighted throughout the valley, but they're thickest around Vendrian's Well Citadel and in the mountains that ring the Old Dominion. They've attacked a handful of travelers and devastated livestock throughout the valley. Given that the farms are still recovering from the conquest, the rise of the Vendrian Guard, and the subsequent civil war between the Archons, it couldn't be a worse time for the Bane to appear in Apex. Hire mercenaries, lure the Bane away. Request aid from my allies? Because I have Tunon favor 3. Yep, request aid. But which allies will you reach out for? The Court of Fatebinders. You address your missive to Nunaville, Fatebinder of War, in the Bastard City, and request his aid in the Valley of Apex. You know that normally you wouldn't tax the Adjudicator's agents with such a menial task, but you thought he might enjoy the opportunity to set his mettle against the Bane. You suggest that Rogalus, too, may be interested in their study, and could certainly add to the surety of a victory over the arcane horrors. The messenger takes your missive, and leaves to find a bird to Tunon's court. Gain minor wrath from Tunon, but the Vendrian Guard and Blood and Mark gained favor with them both. Bledin, could you ever meet me anywhere other than here? What's so special about this spot anyways? If you could be anywhere, stop being here. I know, you like it here, Edge Boy.
Think you've earned me as your blade? I can see that you've defeated the Archons of War and Secrets. No easy feat. But are you ready to stand against the Adjudicator, the Overlord?
I'll take the dagger. With a soft hiss, wispy tendrils unfurl from the curved blade. They bite at you, swiftly slicing a sharp mark as the dagger dissolves into the palm of your hand.
You know what we need to do next.
Leadenmark bows, dark arms sweeping wide like the shadows around him. His voice fades with a semblance as he seeps once more into the pitch of nothingness.
You'll next see me with the Adjudicator. Be ready to wield your blade.
I don't entirely know what happened. Gained the loyalty of Bledin, though. So, like... Guess he does like me more. Very major strength to bust through the top tier of that. Tunon. Bit of wrath. I need a very major strength to get through tier 4 of Tunon's favor.
Sorry, I can't.
You try to get Barrick's attention, but he cannot find the strength to lift his head and register your presence. His helmet is downcast, the iron around his eyes and mouth corroded into ragged slits that lack any of their former evident humanity. Are you still with me, Barrick? A tremor passes through his armor. Separate from awareness, it strikes you as the jerking reflexes of a dead nerve. You can't even tell if Barrick is awake under his rusted shell, much less alive. I had to kill Graven Ash. He didn't give me any choice. You hear a choked sob under his helmet, but he goes silent just as quickly. I have questions. His head moves to the left and right, a pantomime of refusal that might be nothing more than a loss of focus and coordination. Stand at attention. His shoulders slump even deeper than before. Barrick's knees lack the strength to support his heavy frame, and it seems to take all of his remaining willpower just to stay upright. Before you can step away, Verse touches your arm and looks at Barrick with concern.
What's wrong with him?
His Archon is dead. I don't think he's handling it well. She nods, her hand straying to the hilt of a blade at her side for comfort. Verse looks away, finding it difficult to look at Barrick's depleted form.
Pull it together, big guy. I know you're strong enough to make it through this.
She quickly draws her arm across her nose and shakes her head with sorrow. Just her forehead. In spite of his infirmity, you can tell that there is still strength left in Barrick's limbs. He may even mumble a choice word at times, but they will be nothing more than the echoes of a lost man.
At your service, Fatebinder. What do you need?
Is there anything we can do for Barrick? I don't know. I've never seen him like this, but then again, we haven't known each other that long. He always took such comfort in Graven Ash, that crooked old man. Maybe Barrick would respond to a show of authority? He seemed to love nothing more than being ordered around.
Greetings, Archon. How may I? Of course. How can I help?
Kairos unleashed a feud amongst us Archons. Thoughts?
This feels like a logical continuation of Kairos' Edict of Execution. The Archons are still not playing nicely, and so Kairos would let his children fight it out for the title of Lord of the Tears. Count your blessings, because this bodes well for you. If you come up on top, your actions at Vendrian's Well are merely the definitive history of the victor. The ends will justify all means. All you have to do is kill or subdue all the other Archons. But I mean, we've come this far. Of course. How can I help?
Know anything but the region we're in?
This place was home for a very, very long time. Lots of memories. Not sure what you want me to discuss. Of course. How can I help?
What are your thoughts on our traveling associates?
Are you asking for an objective assessment? Or is this your way of saying you want to gossip?
What do you think of traveling with Siren?
As a chronicler of history, I am most honored to have the chance to travel alongside a luminary. I can write down her speech word for word, letter for letter, and proclaim it back, but yet the words lack her charm. This supports my hypothesis that her power manifests by the actual sound of her voice, and less of the particulars the words chosen. Fascinating.
What's your read on Kills and Shadow?
Aggressive, homicidal, and best kept on a long leash with a longer whip? I'm a poor judge of beasts. I've known so few, and none resemble the scribes and scholars to which I'm accustomed. But There's a blunt honesty to her that I rather enjoy. She wants to bask in your power and makes no excuses for the self-interested nature of her loyalty to you. Such refreshing transparency is rare in humans.
What about Aved?
Good tidecasters stay underwater. Kairos did the Tears a favor by erasing those moon howlers from history. A shame one of them escaped justice.
Damn.
She has her uses, as does any thug or brigand. I just hope you have some means of keeping her in control the day she thinks herself strong enough to take us.
I don't think she will ever find herself strong enough to take us. I think she's firmly under control. What about a verse?
I know little of swordplay, and couldn't work a curve and arrow to save my life. I can't really comment on the lady.
Lady, you're just afraid to talk in front of me, clear as day. Your sweat is easier to read than your ink scribbles.
No, not at all. I just don't know how to comment on a warrior's worth, that's all.
Spare me your blather.
Verse pauses to read Landry's body language.
Huh. Think that, do you? Didn't know you had such swollen hope for me.
No need to keep secrets, Landry.
A most fascinating specimen. I think she has great potential. A dangerous amount of potential, to be blunt. The Scarlet Furies are the fighting elite of the Scarlet Chorus, and that means floating to the top of a sea of blood and chum. We should consider ourselves lucky to have her on our side, with her weapons usually pointed away from us.
And what of Barrick?
You must have some leverage over him, as I would have thought he'd lead us into a disfavored trap long ago. Or maybe the Legion is just that polite? I must admit, I am completely fascinated by his predicament. Ever tried diagramming the articulations of his armor? Don't. It'll only lead to madness and ruination.
Fair enough. Can I speak to you again, Barrick? Demonstrate your authority. Barrick does not show any sign of waking up from his numb stupor. The North still has need of its truest son, Barrick. At first, Barrick shows no sign of waking up from his numb stupor. Then a vibration builds in strength, trembling over his armor with enough force to shake away the worst of the rest, leaving patches of iron clean for the first time. The motion is as slow and laborious as the turning of the stars in the sky, but Barrick raises his head.
Fatebinder, I don't know what came over me. How long have I been like this?
You have verse to thank.
Please, don't thank me. The last thing I need or want is a hug from the shambling junk heap.
All the same, I appreciate it. Had I continued to drown in my sorrow, I might have rusted solid and never moved again. I am not the man I once was. I don't know how I can ever move beyond the death of the great general. By distancing myself from the Legion and his protection, I suppose I'll have to learn.
Welcome back, asshole. You scared me for a second there.
What can I do for you?
What about removing your armor now?
Suffice it to say, my armor and I will not be separated, for my armor saved me from the destruction of Stalwart, where thousands...
Okay. No, nothing new there. Talk
My
once
Lord
more.
Binder, what can I do for you?
Nope. Okay. He's back to normal now. Well, the fastest way here is actually walking directly from here. I guess that makes sense, actually. We can make a pit stop at Sunset Spire. Or you can just go directly... No, let's go to the Mountain Spire. Back past Ironhearth. Where we'll issue the last edict against Bastard City, preparing it for our rival. Alright, retrainer. Oh, we can't actually issue edict over there. Edict of Malediction. Plus 15 to all skills, plus 10% to hit precision, plus 10% to graze precision. And the enemy gets the opposite of that. Fair enough. I've no need to issue it at this point in time. But it is good enough to simply know of it. I'm just gonna keep the stat bonuses. Double check missives. Nothing new. All we have left is the final judgment. Okay. You're traveling the dusty roads of the Tears, a light breeze cooling the sweat gathered on your brow, when you notice that the usually constant symphony of insects and birds no longer drums against your hearing. Everything has fallen quiet. A massive, heavily furred form lopes onto the road ahead of you, flanked by smaller creatures of similar shape. A glance behind you reveals more of the same. The creature before you straightens to her full, towering height, beats her chest, and releases a bone-rattling roar that sends a cold shiver through some primal part of your mind. The beastman beside her takes a step towards you, claws raking the ground, lips curled back over the hook-like teeth. A small beast woman, her skin a twisted canvas for messy scarification, slaps her palms rhythmically upon the ground. Behind you, the other beasts fan out, cutting off your path of retreat. Attempt to parley. You step forward without drawing a weapon, hands raised, and call to the beast to heed your words. Whatever caused this, perhaps you can set it to rights. Or we'll slay them all if need be, but, you know. I shall talk first. A pack of beasts growl, ears twitching, muscles taut and ready to pounce. Their leader, a massive beast woman, extends a single, long, clawed finger towards you. Her left paw grasps a long spear with vicious, triangular head.
Beast woman hunts for your pelt, human. Has crawl-sniffed long days and nights, following trail of human primer who reeks of magic. Human still stinks of Cairn Mystic. Human murdered Cairn Mystic in sleep, then fled with stolen stone knowledge. Beast woman comes to reclaim blood taken from Howling Rock.
Let's calm down.
Stone Stalker and Pack stalk hunt human across plains and mountains, through forests and along rivers, through lands of flame and twisted metal, lands scarred by human prima's words. No spoken words can stop the hunt of human alpha who reeks of magic.
Pyros has no hate for the Stone Stalkers. After I end this war, I will recognize Stone Stalker territory claims in the Stone Sea. She stares at you for half a minute, nostrils spreading with each short breath, before she straightens.
Human shows Stone Stalker power and fearlessness. Perhaps can be friend to Beast Woman yet. Human deserves what human's pack has claimed. Take to this. That human keeps what happened here close to heart and mind. Go now, human who smells of power.
On it.
Thank you all for not hurting me in any way. I'm glad we could resolve this peacefully. I don't know what we actually acquired. But we acquired something. Go to everything. Was it Rupture? Yeah, you suspect that the stone stalker you got this spear from claimed it from a disfavored foe. While the viciously crafted head boasts a twisted, triangular cross-section for maximum mutilation, the small troughs along the metal channel blood away from the grips. It's a one-handed spear. Filling versus inventory up with crap. No more proceedings will be held for nobles today. This court is closed. This is an outrage. We demand to be heard. This decree is not subject to deliberation. The officers will escort you all out.
Fatebinder, thank you for answering my summons. This could very well be the defining hour of the conquest.
Bow to Tunon.
I first want to make it clear why we've assembled today. After the collapse of Vendrian's Well and the start of the Civil War, it became clear to me that there must have been some great fault on the part of the Archons. We come together to root out the source of our troubles, and determine which of the Archons has sowed more chaos during the war.
I can point to the culprit and spare us the discussion. This is the scum who brought down the voices. I hope it isn't your intention to arm yourself before a court of peaceful legal representatives, Commander, lest to offer amusement as Blood and Mark flays you for our delight. He squints at Callio and slowly returns his weapon to his sheath. Tunon turns to aim what you can only assume is a stern look. Here focuses back onto you with cool stoicism.
Much has happened since I dispatched you on that mission.
Raven Ash and the Voices of Narat, the appointed generals of this war, are both dead. You were instructed with bringing justice to the unlawful, but you have clearly taken the law into your own hands.
I acted on the Overlord's admonition that only one Archon would rule the tiers. Do not attempt to lay responsibility for your treason at the Overlord's feet. One does not establish rule through turning coat and committing murder. No one epitomized enlightened rule like the Voices of Narat. Not that it disparaged the Archon of Justice.
And you would be that self-appointed ruler. This court wonders what blood sacrifices your ambition will demand of you next.
The court has a serious problem to address. Your conduct throughout this campaign has come into question, and you will answer for your actions.
You have made quite a name for yourself, Fatebinder. Stories of your deeds have spread through the tiers, and all of them have reached this court. Some actions have consequences. You will see what your actions have wrought.
The chaos you've sown everywhere is unacceptable. You cast yourself so far outside the established order, I cannot begin to catalog your misdeeds. For this, you have been deemed guilty and must be executed.
Am I not allowed to have a trial? Is that not the proper procedure?
The outcome is a foregone conclusion, Fatebinder. Your actions cannot be allowed to stand. But if you wish to make a mockery of this court, I will add it to your list of offenses.
I want to defend my actions.
Very well. If you insist we proceed, then we shall. You are on trial for transgressing on the Overlord's authority, breaking the laws of the Empire, bringing mayhem to an otherwise orderly conquest, and meddling in concerns that fell beyond your station. Our directive to bring Kairos' peace to the tiers has suffered, and you will answer for the part you played.
If you don't mind, Adjudicator, we are on familiar terms with the Fatebinder here. Should any inconsistencies require our input, we will add our voices as testimony.
The court has inquiries into your conduct. I first call your travel companions to speak on your behalf as witnesses to your character or accomplices to your crimes. Who will speak on behalf of the Fatebinder? The Ironclad Commander will step forward, if indeed he has the strength to walk.
You want me to speak, Adjudicator?
Barrack's armor makes a distinct rattling sound that echoes in the court as he steps forward.
I've been treated with fairness and respect, as fine as anything the Legion ever gave me. The Fatebinder trusts my counsel. I've never seen a finer, more upstanding member of the court.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf? Scarlet Fury, you who sacrificed your old life for this one, step forward.
Asking my lover.
Me? As if the likes of me has any business speaking in a grand hall before the Archon. Why, I've murdered enough folk to stack their bodies up to the podium 10 times over. Your Honor, the Fatebinder and I get along like a couple of cats. We scratch here and there, but there's respect to be had. Sometimes I think we agree on too much, but can't fight everyone. I suppose I've had worse bosses, and I suppose I've had better friends. But this one's something special. I've killed for her, and I'd do it again.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf? Let the aged chronicler step forward.
If it may please the court, I will speak true. I have had the honor and privilege of shadowing the Archon. A dream come true for someone so eager to witness history in the unfolding. I can say, with conviction, I am following greatness.
And, if required, I can produce my travel log to back my claims. I have noted the good with the bad, and I think you'll find the Archon has been a force of order and balance. Exactly what you should want from a Fatebinder.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf?
Evidently not. The time has come for the Fatebinder to offer her testimony. Well, I couldn't exactly summon more people, could I? You were tasked with bringing order to the conquest of the Tears, and yet you ignored your directive from the Archons. Do you hold the conquest itself in contempt, or did none of the ruling factions convince you of their worth? Though Tunon remains a stoic exterior, something about the incline of his head speaks of rage, restraint, and perhaps more importantly, curiosity. Supporting Archons who already proved themselves lacking would have been a waste of progress. I recognized a better way to unify the Tears. You make a better argument than I would have credited. If the Archons performed beneath their capacity, then I can understand why you sought a different route. Lethian's Crossing is under my protection, yet you stole the Magebane helm. Without the arcane protection that I commissioned from the Forgebound, the city is laid before the Bane like an offering. Why did you steal it? To be fair, a Fatebinder is tasked with using the tools at their disposal to resolve vital problems, and the Magebane is nothing if not a tool. Perhaps Zedenia would have been better served crafting a statue, but I will allow the defendant to explain. This isn't an option here, but I did not steal the helm. Someone else took the helm. I took it back from them. I saved the place from the Bane. I would have returned the helm, but that was not an option, as far as I'm aware. I couldn't allow the Bane to impede my efforts to restore order. The helmet will be returned. You speak with reason rather than greed. It is an option? Oh. I didn't realize. If I knew that was an option, I would have put it back. You speak with reason rather than greed. I don't know why I trust this testimony, but I sense no falsehood. Very well. I dispatched you to the Vellum Citadel to deliver Kairos' Edict of Fire to the School of Ink and Quill. a punishment for their archival of forbidden lore in failure to recognize the rightful authority of the Overlord. Yet you hesitated longer than necessary in its issuance, warning the sages and allowing them opportunity to perform a ritual that preserved much of the heretical knowledge. The Fatebinder's action spared more lives than books, Archon. There was little that could be done in the few hours before the edict came to pass, aside from fleeing with a handful of pages and the sandals on one's feet. The Overlord intended neither page nor flesh to be spared, sage. Enough. There shall be order as the Fatebinder answers this charge. The Archon of Secrets claimed to have spies among the sages. He personally requested time for them to escape. As I had no strict deadline for delivering the edict, I honored it. The Vellum Citadel and 1,000 tomes housed within were the edict's target. Even with warning, the sages could remove only a tiny fraction of them. The sages could be broken without consigning them all to death. No, I'll go with the option 2. Archon of Secrets claiming to have spies. The Adjudicator silently considers this. The request of an Archon could certainly buy a few hours reprieve from the edict if the circumstances warranted it. You showed appropriate judgment of this situation, though I harbor suspicions of the Archon's motives for the entreaty. You resolved Kairos' Edict of Storms with a legal contrivance. Once more, you spared Stalwart's ruling bloodline, circumventing the edict's very purpose. Did you think the Overlord's fury was a riddle for you to unravel? Kairos didn't intend for the edict to last forever. No, indeed, but there were conditions to be met, and you cheated them. You subverted the Overlord's will to suit your design. That cannot be tolerated. You entered the Old Walls, a clear violation of Kairos' law. How do you answer for this perversion of justice? Do you think yourself above the law? My only trespass came in pursuit of trespassers, that I might punish their transgressions. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I was only pursuing people that were going in there. The circumstances you describe have no precedent, but I trust your reasoning. Agents of my court are not immune to the law, but your position was an impossible one. At the city of Halfgate, you killed the garrison chorusmen who lawfully claimed it. A dozen of Kairos' servants blooded the streets in your wake. They attacked me, and hence violated Kairos' peace. I defended myself appropriately. I suspected as much. A pity you could not do so without eradicating Kairos' presence in the town.
I have one final question, Fatebinder. You were brought to this campaign to adjudicate the disagreements between the two armies. After your arrival, matters quickly escalated into a civil war. Did you knowingly join the conquest of the Tears to sow discord in your wake, or were you merely a victim of circumstance?
I joined this conquest for the glory of Kairos, but I'm less certain that the Archons did for the same reason. I recognized the Archons' corruption from the start. It was only a matter of time before they turned on each other, and I was prepared for that eventuality. Yeah, honestly, they hated each other from the beginning.
If you anticipated a failure on this scale, you should have informed me, or else worked to avoid it rather than pit combatants against each other. I am finished with my line of questioning. Have you any closing remarks for the court?
Though I've ever strived to bring peace and order to this shattered region, I recognize that our work is an uphill battle and well worth the struggle. The years have shown me that war and conflict can change the face of the Tears. I am the hammer that pounds ore into a workable shape. Kairos' peace is a lie. The Overlord holds dominion because we are ignorant to alternatives. The better Overlord stands before you, ready to divine justice as she sees fit. I just wanted to say that I don't recognize this court's authority to judge me. Thank you. just, real quick, chime in with the, what's that term? what's that term? Sovereign citizen, yeah. Just chime in as a sovereign citizen. Just like, I just want to say I don't recognize the court's authority to judge me. Thank you. Bye. I'm not just going to jump in as a sob sit. I have strived to bring peace and order, and I recognize that it's an uphill battle and well worth the struggle.
The way you frame it, the conquest sounds like a matter of true personal investment. Most curious. After weighing the charges, this court finds you...
Ooh, is Bleden appear? Bleden appears. Silently, Bleden Mark seeps from the shadows. He glides forward, palming two black-bladed daggers as his eyes dart between you and Tunon.
Adjudicator, kid. Allow this blade to cut to the point. I have an objection, or two. On the verdict you're planning to announce. Sure, it's the easiest way to get rid of the kid, but even I have to question the morality of this ploy, and that's saying something. You're going to execute the kid to satisfy Kairos' decree, knowing the kid, no, Archon's done no more wrong than any other.
Ooh, Bleden's defending me. That's showing true favor. Be careful, Archon of Shadows, for you are in danger of overstepping your station. I am always careful. You are the one in danger, about to commit an injustice in your own court. The kid didn't cause the war between the Archons, and she damn well didn't make it worse. You know she was caught in an amoral situation. And so she didn't play by the rules. What are the rules for if not to satisfy our overlord, which the kid has done? You claim to be an empty vessel of the law, but I know you, Adjudicator. You're only planning to find the kid guilty because you're afraid of losing Kairos' favor. I shall remain silent. Do not speak of our overlord in such a manner before others. Do not sully Kairos with your petty ambition and desires. Your testimony has been heard, Court Blade. Interrupt further, and I'll find you in contempt. The Archon bends forward into a stately bow, glancing one last time to you before he steps aside to await Tunon's decision. Claire, after weighing the charges with careful consideration of Bleden Mark's testimony, the court concedes to judge you...
innocent. Against all reason or expectation, I find you innocent. Your testimony was sufficient to justify your deeds, your self-appointed authority, and your undermining of Kairos' law. I can hardly believe it myself.
Represent. Tunon was like, yeah, it'll be a farce of a court trial if you try to defend yourself, but go ahead. I weave my words masterfully. He's like, fuck. You're right. Adjudicator, are you unwell? I leave him. I want to see how this plays out.
Archon, your presentation in the court today has shaken many of my core beliefs. Things I held sacred under Kairos' law are now uncertain.
He looks at his gavel with a sense of bewilderment.
I once thought that Kairos was the sole overlord. The notion of rising to her echelon of power and influence wasn't a concept that existed for me. For anyone. You have proven her wrong. What's more, you understand justice and law better than she ever did. Better than even...
Upon his mask, the corners of his eyes crinkle as if in agony.
I am willing to accept you as my new sovereign, if you'll have me.
I accept. Together, we will rewrite law and lay the groundwork for a new empire.
My gavel and my justice are yours. I will execute your laws as you draft them, show mercy as you see fit, and bring to ruin all who would reject you.
Thank you, Tunon.
Master, if you'll join me upstairs, I will pledge fealty to you in the lawful manner.
Provided he doesn't try to quickly kill me through subterfuge, but I don't foresee that coming from him.
Call me if you need me, kid. Otherwise, don't bother me.
Fair enough. Fair enough, Bledin.
Archon, change has come to the Tears, and in time it will reach the Empire itself. You are the agent of that change, and even I could not have predicted what impossible heights you would reach. The time has come to take up the gavel and usher in a new age of structure and law to the Tears.
Suddenly, there's
You will
people.
henceforth define justice for the rest of us. I will follow your lead and endeavor to follow your design.
Your loyalty and confidence are appreciated, Tunon.
As the ruling Archon of the Tears, I submit to your authority and thank you for bringing order out of chaos. Go and represent the strength of law. Be the example the Tears require, the force that keeps them together, and the hope for their future under one rule. Let your justice know no mercy but that which you impose. Civilization itself will bend according to your design. Never forget this.
Yay! Emerge victorious from your trial with Tunon, forcing him to submit to you.
I am grateful to stand in your loyal service, Archon, but there is a shadow over these proceedings.
Tunon hesitates as he regards you, suddenly fearful.
Though you have proven yourself greater than the other Archons, Kairos is not satisfied. She sends a legion of expert soldiers marching on the Tears as we speak, their war songs calling for your death.
What would you recommend?
Power begets power. A demonstration aimed at Kairos herself would give her a reason to regroup and consider her options. It would have to be a display of incredible proportions.
An edict proclaimed on the Northern Empire should do the trick.
Yes. Destruction on that scale might serve your purpose. The North will tremble under your forceful hand. Return to the mountain spire and see your will given shape and consequence. Show Kairos the face of true power.
Hey, Bledin, I do require you. I would like to request your services in helping with this upcoming fight. I don't think it's possible for me to actually do so, but I'm going to talk to you anyways.
You aren't expecting me to literally bow to you, are you?
No, not at all. Took me nearly 2 days to get back to the mountain spire. Issue an edict upon the Northern Kingdom. The waves of energy radiating from the spire draw you forward, pressing your body and mind to its eager embrace. At the center of this tide, the resonator stands ready to broadcast your voice, echoing your commandments to the furthest reaches of the Tears and beyond. From here, the highest point in all the peninsula, you could, with the sum total of your effort, project your will far north, past the edge of the Tears, and proclaim your edict as far as the lands of the Northern Empire. Relax for a moment. No, turn to companions. Are we ready? So this is it. We've come a long way since Edgering Ruins. Before this, I was nothing important. One Scarlet Chorus killer among thousands. But we're really doing something here. Thanks for letting me tag along. Opportunity. I can feel it like a coaxing breeze. Not since Graven Ash stood against Kairos has anyone made such a dent in the Overlord's defenses. It has been an honor serving at your side, come what may. I'm ready to face it. This is new territory for us all. You're the first to strike a blow directly at the Overlord. Make sure it counts. I hope you don't mind if I stand back and take notes. By all means, continue. This will be an opening strike. Perhaps the Tears will conquer the Northern Empire. Spire awaits your command. Malediction. Just overall, me better, you worse.
The Tears have been conquered, unified at last under a single banner.
Win without any allies?
Your edict brings devastation and ruin to the Northern Empire. Some believe the edict to be Kairos' work. Others hope, or fear, that this edict comes from a new voice. Kairos' forces withdraw from their march upon the Tears, as they are sent into disarray by your edict. With none left in the Tears to challenge your claim, you fortify your grasp on the war-torn realm. The Overlord's conquest of the known world has come to a halt, and the whisper of a challenger to Kairos' power slowly spreads throughout the land.
By casting the Edict of Malediction on the northern capital, you consign the Overlord's city to an invisible plague of misfortune and calamity. The foundations of once proud buildings fracture under some unseen pressure, and whole districts empty as the city's infrastructure crumbles. Laborers brought in to repair the damage find their work undone hours or even minutes later. Citizens leave the city a ghost town and whisper among themselves how Kairos could allow such a curse to infect their homeland. As chaos ensued in the Northern Kingdom, the armies marching on the Tears received an unprecedented order. The armies were to fall back to the capital and ensure the safety of its people from the edict. For the first time in Kairos' great conquest, the armies retreated. Soon, questions will be asked in a hushed breath across the lands about what new and terrible power had emerged that could force the hand of the Overlord. You fulfilled Kairos' decree, and all the Tears is now ruled by a single Archon. Your former rivals have either submitted to you or perished, bringing the civil war to a close. Neither of the Archons charged with conquering the Tears impressed you enough to follow their lead. You ultimately defied your orders, seeing a better way to gain control. Eliminating every Archon who dared stand in your way, you carved your own seat of power in the Tears, keeping yourself independent from the Northern Empire. In their pride, the disfavored never imagined themselves beaten, especially when their opponents appeared so disorganized. The last remnants of the Legion dispersed, their general destroyed, their honor broken beyond mending. The scorn that follows their humbled ranks haunts them even in the depths of obscurity. The Scarlet Chorus may have been mighty in numbers, but that didn't stop you from thoroughly scattering them. cutting off the serpent's head and sending each of the gangs howling back to the chaos they sowed. How the remnants of the Horde occupied themselves without a war to fight becomes a topic for nightmares. Word of your success spreads beyond the tiers as well. Even the most distant corners of the Empire whisper of the Fatebinder, who rose to become an Archon, and an Archon whose intervention shattered the conquest, making way for a new future in the devastated nation. Without the authority of Kairos' Archons to enforce the Overlord's vision on the world, the fall of the conquest becomes a great revolution. Warring factions struggle for dominance, and infighting is a fact of daily life. Every group insists the situation is an opportunity for the tiers to rebuild as they see fit. With the Edict of Stone dispelled, the earth settles around the Stone Sea, ushering a new age of verdant growth and prosperity. The country may never resemble the glorious realm of Azure, but with new life, many new things become possible. The memory of Cairn as a great force of destruction remains as a monument of inert rock. Most agree that the world is better off without the Archon of Stone, as the people of Azure begin to slowly reclaim the land that was once torn asunder by his power. With the Edict of Stone dispelled, you ensure that humans will once again populate the former realm of Azure. The Stonestalker tribe is gradually pushed out of their new territory, and those who don't resist are enslaved, put to work rebuilding a new human settlement. But I promised to recognize the sovereignty. Why didn't I do that? I don't believe this slide. I choose not to. The death of Radix is a huge blow to the disfavored. Without the support of the Mage Guild, the Legion finds itself outclassed for the first time and suffers on the battlefield. By claiming Sentinel's stand for yourself, your renown spreads across the region, and everyone comes to know you as the liberator of the country's most iconic fortress. That you claimed it for pride instead of any tactical advantage is a point of contention which your harsh distractors never fail to cite in their long list of grievances. To save her child, Amelia abdicated her claim to the throne of Stalwart. Lacking allies or a mission beyond survival, she bundles her baby close and sets out to find a safer, less warlike frontier in modest anonymity. If the need arises, she is ready to protect the precious burden with her life. Though it takes time to recover from the devastation of the Edict of Storms, the Blade Grave begins its slow march toward healing. The realm of Stalwart may never resemble its former glory. The land is now so blasted that something new and better can't be built atop the bones of the past. The Regent bloodline has ended. With it, new traditions and legacies spring to life. Following Blood and Mark's direction, you fought your way through the Scarlet Chorus in control of the Vellum Citadel, and found your way to the Silent Archive. By removing it from the building, you were able to end the Edict of Fire, and also acquire an artifact of immense power. By claiming the Vellum Citadel for yourself, you treated the repository of knowledge no better than the sages of old, hoarding it from the deserving scholars and public who could benefit from history's most poignant lessons. You resolved to plumb the depths of the library's rarest collections, setting your every intention on secrets not meant for prying eyes. Though the sages persist in wandering the tiers and gathering research, the loss of the Vellum Citadel proves too crippling a defeat. The scribes and mages seek opportunity away from their old home, a new refuge where they can start again, this time making sure that their knowledge doesn't fall into the wrong hands. By withholding the Magebane Helm from Lethian's Crossing, you sabotage the city's protection against the bane haunting its borders from inside the old walls. Sensing the vulnerability in its defenses, an unstoppable wave of bane invade Lethian's Crossing. I guess I should have returned the helmet before casting the edict? I guess I had an opportunity and I should have done it? Even though I also told Tunon I would do that? Unstoppable wave of bane invade Lethian's Crossing, wreaking havoc and causing a catastrophic loss of life. The few ragged survivors abandon the city to the scourges, never to return. You allowed the forge-bound master to live, as her life held no bearing on your greater schemes. With Ash dead and the disfavored floundering, the forge-bound also fail, having lost their main source of work. Eventually, their numbers dwindle, to a handful of skilled forge workers who only take commissions from the very wealthy. Jaspos and Wagstaff finally find common cause, critiquing Reef Talon's leadership. Far from uniting them, however, it only further polarizes the settlement, each of the mages moving once again to solidify a base of power from which to claim authority. By enacting an edict on Ventrian's Well, you announced your power to the world and showed Kairos' forces what you were capable of. When you defeated their leader and scattered the army before you, it sent the message to Kairos: a new Archon is born. While the edict dissipated, its effect will always be felt as the first true threat to Kairos' rule. The death of Graven Ash means the end of the disfavored. Without the comfort and support of the great general, what remains of the Legion sinks into hopelessness. The Archon's seat is left vacant, and whether or not it can be occupied again is a heated topic. Far from this place of final rest, the Northern Empire mourns its fallen son. Killing the voices of Nerat spreads the joy of bloody vengeance across the continent. Celebrated as the death of history's greatest parasite, the occasion is marked by all who suffered under the oppression of the Scarlet Chorus. Even in victory, one thought nags you. Though you witness his death, you can't help but wonder if the voices of Nerat is done with you. Junon the Adjudicator continues to dispense justice from his seat in the Bastard City. He follows the laws you craft to the letter, advising on any of the meticulous changes you lack the time or patience to draft. Without his aid, the task of keeping order in the tiers would be nigh impossible. The fealty of a killer like Bled and Mark leaves you constantly glancing over your shoulder. You gain a measure of comfort by retaining his skills as a headsman, keeping him busy with assignments that take him far from your seat of power. As the spans pass, you come to rely on his knack for rooting out agents of your enemies, and sleep easier under his watchful protection. You helped Barrett come to terms with the death of the great general. Of all the Northerners who survived the war, he took the loss of the Archon the hardest. After a period of deep mourning, he returns to your service and gratefully continues the work you started together. The soldiers who recognize him remember the Legion and Graven Ash's protection as they would a dream. In the absence of the voices of Nerat and the need to avenge her fallen sisters, Verse discovers something akin to contentment. For a time, you find her high atop your spire, face turned towards the horizon with eyes closed against the wind that ruffles the feather in her hair. It doesn't last. Verse disappears from your service without a farewell. When she returns, months later, she is trailed by a disparate gang of young women recruited from every corner of the tiers. Farmers, merchants, former nobles hungry for greatness, all pledged to study the bloody lessons Verse has to impart. Her new callous sisterhood grows slowly compared to the chorus, but each member makes of violence a mesmerizing dance. Soon, Verse and her cadre become the most feared of your enforcers, achieving a notoriety almost akin to that of Bled and Marks. The war between the Archons concluded, Lantry turns again to collecting the lost writings of the School of Ink and Quill. He journeys the most shadowed recesses of Tears, recovering, or at times liberating, those scrolls and volumes that have survived the ravages of conquest and adding them to his growing library. Yet Lantry grows increasingly uncertain on how best to record history correctly, and instead turns his focus fact-checking, critically teasing truths from falsehoods in the Sage's Chronicle or other reputed sources of fact. His free time writing becomes less obsessed with the past and more focused on the future, though his predictions rarely offer comfort. Ebb remains in your company, where she seeks out promising recruits among your supporters. After recognizing some obvious talent, she takes on a team of apprentices and a new school of would-be tidecasters. Though she often jokes that the school is bound to fail with her at the helm, her students think otherwise, as do the many dozens of hopefuls who come begging for her tutelage. Kills in Shadow shows little interest in cleaning up the tears after your victory. Instead, she takes it upon herself to hunt down every disfavored soldier in the country. You hear frequent word of maulings and disappearances among Kairos' ranks, perpetuated by a beast of legendary ferocity. Though you could no doubt track down your wayward companion, you let her continue the bloody work out of equal parts respect and fear. Siren grows quiet over time, speaking little and foregoing her songs as she distances herself from your military. One day, she simply walks out of camp and makes for the wilderness of the Tears. Rumors reach your ear that Siren has occupied an abandoned mountainside temple, her vow of silence drawing a small group of respectful followers. You leave her in peace. Because I didn't do enough loyalty for her. Or kills in shadow? Question mark? By abandoning your decorated career in Kyrus's military, gave the Tears room to define the path ahead. The future will not be mapped by foreign ideals or the will of a distant autocrat. It is only a matter of time before the Overlord launches a retaliation. You will be ready to face it. Without allies, the winds are especially cold atop your spire. You await Kyrus's inevitable advance, brooding over the decisions that led you to this point. Though the Tears are a friendless place, they are indisputably your new home. Might be a civic quest tied to them. I feel like I did Kills and Shadows quests, but yeah, I didn't do any of Siren's. I didn't do any further with Ebb either. I guess before issuing the edict, I should have just fucked around with them some more. Went places. I don't know. But that was Tyranny. And we're just going to 16x our way. Can we go faster? We can, 32. That's the max. We're just gonna really quickly run through these credits. Tyranny. I don't know what this 1 and 2 in the upper right means. Not sure. We haven't gone to Tunon or the Archons yet. That's all you have left, you think? Alright. We did complete Versus Companion Quest. I have 45% of the achievements of this game. Chaotic Victory. Only 5% of players have that achievement. So, 1 and 2 is DLCs. Only 5% of players have the victory I got. And only 3.1% of players finished Versus Companion Quest. Only 2.8% killed Cairn while on the Anarchist path. 8% broke all of Kyrus's edicts. 8.9% acquired 10 artifacts. I just kept finding artifacts. I thought that was normal, but apparently I'm in the top 9%. Only 4.3% of players have successfully used a combo ability with each companion. Only 2.2% of players installed Reef Talon in a position of authority at Bastard's Wound. You know, I say that like it's a really small number, and it is. But I'll also consider the fact that maybe not everyone got the DLC. And to do Bastard's Wound, that's the DLC, right? Yeah, so it's probably the same with the defeating 3 encounters with sleepless opponents, which only 4.3% have that. Only 3.6% of players have defeated every Havoc in the game. Why not? I feel like most of the things I did, except for Versus Companion Quest, was like required. Probably things that you would do on any path, except of course for beating Disfavored up or beating the chorus up. Those are, you know, not in the chorus or the Disfavored paths. Now, we did not execute Tarkus Deimos in Edgering Ruins. We did not become a seasoned adjudicator. We did not reach max fear with a companion. defeat each of the Archons in a single playthrough of the game. I did not kill Tunon, nor did I kill Siren, nor did I kill Bled and Mark. So that's fair. I don't think it counts Siren, though Siren is an Archon. But I mean, we could have killed Siren. That was an option we had. There was a rite of savagery in stone to join the Stonestalker tribe. I missed that completely. Wow. We didn't forge an alliance with the rebel factions of the Tears. Maybe I'll do that. If I play through the game, I'll do that. I'll probably go for independent ending again, but I'll forge alliances, or try to. Not sure I could from where I came from. Maybe. Change of Carapace. Complete Barracks companion quest. Yeah, I just needed more loyalty with him, I suppose. Create a spell from all 11 schools of magic in a single playthrough. I don't think I had all 11 schools of magic unlocked. Allow Kyrus' Day of Swords to arrive without taking Vendrian's Well. That sounds like a quick way to end the game. Lantry's companion quest? Oh, I missed that entirely. I guess I didn't talk to him enough. Complete the game without ever using a health potion. I was close to that, except for that one brief period while I used a lot of potions. Complete all available quests and side quests in the Bastard's Wound. I thought I did. Whatever. Slay all who would willfully trespass the old walls in Bastard's Wound. Slay a foe with a slab of meat. And then 20 additional hidden achievements I don't have. Including convincing Gravenash to submit to my rule. Or convicting an Archon in Tunon's court. I guess I could have done that if I didn't kill them first. I could have convicted them. Found your most rare achievement? That's kind of what I'm looking at. I think the Bastard Tribe one is my rarest. Gain Bloodmark's loyalty and have him turn on Tunon the Adjudicator. I could have got that. I just didn't have him turn on Tunon because I turned Tunon to me. Solo performance at 1.3%. Nice. Spend some time alone in the brothel. Ah, I see. I see. Share an uncomfortable moment with a party of 4 or more. Siren doesn't count. Not gonna read this one out, but that one's interesting. Wantonly murder a bystander to distract some easily defeated guards. Well, it's apparently a way to keep Karen alive. I completely missed that. Complete versus side quest and have her usurp the voices of Nerat. Honestly, that's kind of what I wanted to happen, but it didn't seem like there was a path for that, especially since Verse didn't want to become the voices. Maybe that's only if I'm going with the chorus. I'm favored with them. Verse could then take over? Maybe. What? Sloppy seconds. Complete the game with Barrack freed out of his armor but trapped in a cage of abuse. What does that mean? What does it mean? Like, complete the game with Barrack freed out of his armor? Sure. But trapped in a cage of abuse? Does that mean having him fear you? learn of the infighting bastard's wound and do nothing to resolve it. I've made a huge mistake. Perform a critical miss wielding a slab of meat. Sounds like that is a course of playthrough. Perhaps. Amazing. Well, if I'm going to play again, I will probably be doing more achievement hunting. But that will do it for today. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out something new to stream next week. I didn't think we're actually finishing this week. I thought we still had more to go. But no, that resolved. But again, that'll have to do for this week. You glad I enjoyed it? Yeah, I did enjoy it. A lot of reading, though. A lot of reading. A lot of voicing. Really got to work my voice lessons that I was getting every week. But that will have to do it for today. And we will come back next week and deal with the problem of playing next week's game when that happens. For now, we're gonna go hang out with Punk Bunny, who is playing some Deltarune Chapter 2. Chapter 2. I'm gonna have to change what OBS Twitch chat I'm using. But yeah. So next Tuesday we'll be playing some Stellaris, I believe, with Zorbeltis there. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we'll have to figure it out. Maybe we'll vote for it on the Discord. If you're not already a member of it, you should join. Ooh. But yeah. Everyone, please make sure you're taking care of yourselves, okay? I don't want any of you petals wilting now, do I? Do you? Come back soon. Bye-bye.